What's up, world? Welcome to the AP Morning Show. I'm ready to go. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm right on the dime this morning. And anytime you're on time for anything, you wind up being happy, extra happy for no reason. So I'm going to welcome you to the AP Morning Show. AP stands for, as you can see, I gotta get this right. Right there. Accountability partners. That's what we are here to be to each other and to do. Say hello to my FB peeps, my YT peeps. And as well as, I'm over here on Clubhouse. I don't know why I forget to do this every day. The screen cannot be so bright. It won't be seen. I'm over here on Clubhouse. And so, if you're not familiar with Clubhouse, where you been? You haven't been with me, I'll tell you that, because I've been on Clubhouse every day. Clubhouse is an all-audio app. See it right up as you look at it. That's my phone. Clubhouse is an all-audio app where the idea is that it's based on telephone conversations. You get the opportunity to drop into conversations of all sorts, or create your own conversations. And it's basically around this three-way calling kind of thing is what I look at. It's like three-way calling on steroids, the party line on steroids. And with this app, it's all chat, it's all audio, no pics, no text, no video, which actually makes it really special. And so you can download it for the iPhone or the iPad right now. And in the very near future, you'll be able to download it also on Android as well. But for right now, this is what it is. This app is under a year old. It's under a year old. And so as soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh, I'm excited about this thing. Because I know exactly what this is. I'm calling this the world's 6th degree of separation remover, the no excuser, the tribe builder, and it's all based on etiquette around conversation. So I've been fortunate in the last 30 days, last 45 days, last 60 days to meet some incredible new people that I'm hanging out with every day. In love and support and accountability, all kinds of things. And so we chop it up on here. We had some good laughs, some great conversations, and even greater affirmations, all on the AP Morning Show. I'm excited. So what I'm doing right now is pinging in a few of my people. All that means is basically I'm inviting some people into the conversation that I think would enjoy it or add value to it. Some of my friends here. I've got over 800 new friends here. Many people who I talk to every day of the week. They're here every single day. There was a guy, one of the guys, good friend, Ken Briscoe, let's see if Ken is around, who was like, bro, I don't know anybody who I talk to every day. This app is really special. So I like it because you can connect with people from all walks of life around your business, your product, your services, or just your common interests, your community, like just what you're into. If you're into it, it's here. And there's a conversation about it, I promise you that. And so, again, download Clubhouse app. And I'm on Clubhouse at Aaron Hill TV. You can look for me at Aaron Hill TV. So as I'm pinging in a few of my peeps, we're going to get started with a few thoughts to take with you from my quotes, my original quotes book that you can see on medium.com if you ever check out Medium. Yes. The AP Morning Show. How are you? Drop a line, let me know how your morning is coming along. How was your day yesterday? How was your hump? Did you get over that hump yesterday? I tell you, yesterday was a great day. We're probably talking about it somewhat this morning. Myself and Sherry Goodall, we do a concept here on Clubhouse that's called the Hot Seat Creative Brand Strategy Sessions. Basically what we do is we help people. This is one of the other efforts I have here on Clubhouse, where we help people day by day to do what they need to do as far as trying to work with their business or their brand or their product or their service and all that kind of good stuff. And so, hey Heather, my friend Heather, who's dropped in, one of my good peeps here who I met early on in this app. And so, yeah, Sherry and I, we host something called the Hot Seat Creative Brand Strategy Sessions. It's every Wednesday, 3 p.m. And you all can see the information. I'm going to put it over here in the chat so that way you'll be able to remember it. Yesterday was a great day. It's always one where we help people to realize their goals and their dreams, or to switch things around, change things up a bit, like all kinds of things. And so yesterday was another one of those. It seems like every Wednesday we talk about, to some degree, like being okay with you, being okay with yourself, your feelings, the direction that you want to take things in. Because as business owners and as people who have products and services, these are decisions that we're looking at every day. Do I continue to service my audience that has known me for one thing? Or do I completely follow my heart and follow that to another direction, even if that's leading, or furthering my services, furthering my brand? The questions, it's the questions. It's the questions. I don't know if y'all remember that common tune from Like Water for Chocolate. But that's what it is, the questions. And so we chopped it up with Shireen and Ashley and John and just a whole bunch of people. And see if there's anybody who drops in this experience. I'll see if they're willing to share from yesterday what their experience was and what they learned or what they gained or how what we said impacted their situation. And so, as we get started, 7:38, about to drop a couple thoughts on you that you can relate to. These are a few quotes for you. Here we go. So this is one I always like to say. I always like to start off with this, or at least give this as a thought, at least like once a week, because it's always needed. You don't have to be qualified in order to share your experience. Just be honest, genuine, and the rest will take care of itself. You would definitely make a difference in someone's life. So just remember, you don't have to be qualified in order to share your experience. There's so many people that struggle with that. Every day I work with people, help people, try to be an example for people, because they're looking at the standards and the norms of yesteryear, but we don't live in that time period anymore, right? And so you don't have to be qualified to share your experience. That's actually going to go on one of the upcoming Aaron Hill mugs. Let me show you this for you all who may not have seen this. Now, you didn't get a chance to see the magic in action, but basically this is my first of my series of revealing mugs. And what happens is, even though you see a graphic on this right now, I'm trying to be careful so I don't spill my turmeric tea, destroy my entire studio with one tool. But the reason why you see everything now is because I have my favorite hot beverage in here, my turmeric tea from Tulsi. And so that's how the message is revealed. You'll see, because this is going to change back to an all dark color in a few when it cools down, and you won't be able to see shit. So I'm going to have a lot of my messages on there. And it was starting with this one. Speaking of which, this is an original quote. You don't need to be qualified. I'm sorry, you don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. Anyone. It's a lesson I learn over and over every day. Lesson that continues to be clear to me, and really I take pride in it, because what it means is that you have to separate from someone in life, or someone decides to separate from you. It means that your real tribe will come through. People that really like you, love you. And so I always say, another one, if you're not one person's cup of tea, don't worry, because you're someone else's full course meal. Here's another one for you. Hear other opinions, but listen to your heart. Be all ears, but ultimately all heart. Value other people's opinion without allowing it to devalue yours. And every symptom is a signaling of something. Pay attention and take it seriously. Here's one more for you, then we're going to jump into conversation. A person can either appreciate you for who you are, or they can. But don't stress yourself or beat yourself up about it. Again, if you're not one person's cup of tea, you're someone else's full-course meal. Speaking of cup of teas, if you like this cup and you want to have your tea in this cup, all you got to do is look at my Instagram bio. Just click my Instagram bio and you'll see the link right to my Aaron Hill Sentiments store, where not only can you get this, but this. And I'm going to actually create some other products. This is actually one of my original quotes here. You define your purpose. It isn't predetermined. And so I'm going to be putting some of my sentiments there that are for you to be experiential during this time, especially during this time, to bring you experiences that you can be inspired by looking at or utilizing, that you can just have around you as you enjoy this experience or any other experiences that I cultivate, and curate. And so on that tip, I want to say what's up to my friend Heather. Heather, if you're cool with coming up to the stage, I would love to say hey to you. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that you came through. Can't believe that you had the time. It's so good when you get time to catch up with my friends. If not, you want to just listen on in, by all means, continue to do that too. As I continue to bring some of our other good friends in from the family, the peeps. They're going to be so happy to see you. Especially because when I started out this app, oh man, the relationships that I built right away was like amazing. Amazing. Yes. So one of the other things that I like to do here, that's actually a new segment. I used to do this regularly every day on my social media platform, like Facebook and YouTube. And so this is called A Word a Day, my Word a Day series. So I am going to grab a word, and this comes from me being someone who grew up 36-year school teacher for a mom. Came out of the womb, I was already looking at words as soon as I could see. My cousin Caesar, in fact, you'll see him in a few. He had me laughing yesterday because he was talking about how when I was younger, I was a kid where you would always see me with books. My mom had me with books every day of the week, every hour. And so he was talking about how he would come over and, to my house and ask if I can come outside and play. And my mother would be like, yeah, you got to read 2 books first before he comes out. And he was like, damn. Like, we just came from school and he still gotta read. That was just my mom and how education was just so important. And so now I appreciate it. Now it's something that I actually take pride in. Take pride in learning new words, learning new definitions. Yeah. So speaking of which, let's see if we can find something. Let's see if I can find a word. Come on, Google. Give me a word. Give me a word. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a search for uncommon English words. That's funny. The first word was serendipity, and that's one of my favorite words. Serendipity plus intention equals life. That's on my next mug. My very next mug, like real talk. All right, let's try this. I'm going to go to the 15 most unusual words you'll ever find in English. We're going to learn one. Maria, good morning to you. Maria, it's good to see you. Hey, Maria, I have a, let's see, let me go here. Maria, good morning to you. I am laughing like hell at that. That is hilarious. That's the best profile pic ever. She's flipping the bird. Maria says, good morning. Good morning, Maria. So, Maria, if you happen to be on Clubhouse this morning, oh no, she said, excuse my profile pic. In fact, no excusing. In fact, I'm going to make it bigger. This is the AP morning show. This is for this shit. It's for this shit and everything else. And so, Maria, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. By all means, it's always good to see you. And, so I was going to mention is if you like Maria, got an open slot. If you'd like to, I'm looking for someone to chop it up about their business, product, or service to highlight them this morning. New series here on the AP Morning Show. So if you'd like to pop on over, by all means, you can. And if not, if you're taking over the world from behind your desk or doing something else in life, all good. But it is something, in fact, I'll mention it here. New interview series here, AP Morning Show. And so if you are interested, then all you have to do is you can either look at the info in my Instagram bio, because there's a link there for you to schedule a time, as well as you could hit me up on Facebook, on the other channels as well. All right, let's find this word. Okay, 15 most unusual words you'll ever find in English. Let's grab one. Agastopia. Let's see if we can figure out how to. Actually, let's do this one. I like this one because it talks about being easy, and I always like things being easy in the flow. All right. So this word is impignarate. Impignarate. I've never heard this word before. Impignarate. All right, let me see. I'm going to put it here in the chat so that you all can see it. I'm going to spell it for you. So it's impignarate. Impignarate. And impignarate means to, I already put it. I already hit the enter button. Impignarate definition is to make easy. Okay. All right, so this is going to be a favorite word of mine for sure. Why make life difficult when it could be easy? Or one could say to hypothecate, never heard it before, or to mortgage, but not to impignarate. This word certainly has all the charm of another era that truly makes you want to pawn something. All right, let me see if I can go back. And I'm going to just look that up by itself. Impignarate. Drop it a line in the chat. Let me know if you ever heard this word before. I have never heard of this. All right, impignarate definition. All right, let me see if I can make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Where's the pronunciation? All right, here we go. Impignarate. Yep. impignate, to pledge, pawn, or mortgage. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so here it says to pledge, pawn, or mortgage. How to use impignate in a sentence. Usage. First Cast Financial Services is a pawn shop. Yep, good old-fashioned pawn shop that makes small loans to folks willing to impignate family heirlooms, silver, firearms, rings, musical instruments, etc. And to pledge, pawn, or mortgage, from the etymology is from the Latin to pledge. Yeah, I don't know why I said to make easy. That was totally not. That's funny. Okay, yeah. So that's what it means to put up as security or to pawn, to impignate. So now I can use that in a sentence. In 2005, I impignated my father's keyboard. He was okay with it though when he was trying to get rid of it. So. But it's so funny because, you know, at the time, in fact, I think this might even been, this was before 2005 actually. This is way before, because I wasn't even playing piano then. I impignated the keyboard before I started playing keyboard. So that was before 2003 actually. Boom, we learn something new every single day. So Maria said, I've never heard of it. Yeah, me either. Me either, Maria. It's a word a day. It's a word a day. That's my series here. Word a day. Yes, yes. Hanging out here on the club, on the house called Club. Heather with the red cup. I'm so glad that I did not miss your vinyl in a red cup series. OMG. I was going to be mad. I thought I missed it this past Sunday. Vinyl in the red cup. Looking forward to it again. Last time we hung out, it was so much fun. So much fun. I'm going to actually throw a few more quotes at you. Once you stop worrying about other people's judgment and move forward, you quickly realize there was never a reason to care about their judgment in the first place. It was an overrated fear. Save yourself the time and hesitancy. Take back the power you always had. And live your life in a way that makes you happy and reaches your goals. Your quality of life depends on it, and your future deserves it. Every no that you get is actually a yes in disguise for something else that's a better fit for who you are. So learn to appreciate the no's. Appreciate the no's. The way I look at no's, really, is NO equals next opportunity. That's how I look at it. Next opportunity. One of the keys to success is loving your process more than your final product. If you love your process, you'll willingly and happily put in the time needed to manifest the greatest final product possible. So learn to love your process. I have to say, I talk about this at least once a week with people on all levels, no matter what it is in life. It's the thing that I've learned in life that has really helped me a lot. And I can't even say that like it was hard for me to learn it, you know. I just so happened to be fortunate where I got into music when I was 14 years old. And from that particular point in time, ever since, it's been something that I not only followed as a hobby, but I was fortunate to be able to turn it into a full-fledged career at the age of 21. Something I don't take lightly, because a lot of people do not have that opportunity, but it's the thing that lets me know this thing that I'm saying to you here. The thing is to always follow your heart as much as possible, and to do something where you love the process. Because as long as you love the process. First of all, the product will see itself through whatever the product is. And then also you'll be able to hang in there and you'll be able to put 110% into everything that you do. And while you're doing that, remember this. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. So be confident in your uniqueness. One of the things that I'm going to share here that relates to this is what I call the Thelonious Monk effect. You never heard of Thelonious Monk? Famous jazz piano player. Let's see. Look it up on FB. Let's see here. If you never heard of him, Thelonious Monk is a famous jazz pianist. And he definitely left us he left a legacy. He really helped us out in a major way with innovating the field and just taking it to another level. The thing about him, though, was that he was very unorthodox. He is very, very unorthodox in his approach. And so when he came along, he was doing things in a completely different way than we were used to. And you know how that is. In fact, Maria said a lot of people judge people in Baltimore. You're right. And I'll give you that thing. It's everywhere. But there are also some incredibly loving people here too. And it's like anywhere you get your mixed bag, of people. You really do. Maria says, I like watching you because you're very truthful. Your words are very inspirational. Thank you, Maria. It means so much to me. I really appreciate you for that. And thank you because every time we talk, Maria, there is something that I walk away with that I just really appreciate even more about you, about your perspective, about just, how you think and, who we are as parents and who we are as people and all that kind of good stuff. Yes. I also want to say good morning to you, my good friend Felicia. Hey, Felicia. So good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope all is well. Yeah. I'm always happy when my peeps are in the house. Yes. Got Felicia. Got Heather with the red cup. All right, so check this out. I call this the Thelonious Monk effect. And you can apply this to anything in life. Thank you, Maria. Check this out. Number one, do something different than the norm. See me doing air quotes. I can only do it once. Do something different than the quote unquote norm, and you're called crazy, weird, insane, or some other shit. That's number one. Now, if you keep doing this, people will start questioning whether they are the ones that's weird or out of touch. Since, unlike you, most people would immediately stop doing the thing that's not approved or acceptable to the majority. Most people will just go with the flow, not go against the grain. So at first people will look at you and go like, this person is crazy, like why do that? They might even be against you. If you continue to hold onto your vision, you continue to push through, then people will start questioning themselves, especially when other people start. You find your tribe, you find the people that what you have to offer, what you have to say, or who you are, how you think, what your interests are, what your purposes are. The people that's for. People start questioning themselves, like, are they the ones that's out of touch? Here's number three. Stay true and determined to continue no matter what others think. And then people will start calling you a genius, an icon, creative, and courageous. And guess what? This is all for the same damn thing that they once called you insane for even attempting. So be unapologetically you until everyone else catches up to who you truly are. And even then, don't hold your breath or care if people, quote unquote, get you. Because courage and tenacity speaks volumes to onlookers, no matter who you are. So remember that. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. So be confident in your uniqueness. There's a thing that makes you you, and that nobody else possesses, nobody else shows up in the same way, nobody else has to offer. And so some of the, we are creatures of habit. We are people who, once we get into a rhythm, we don't like things to change. Now, here's the thing. Everything has its pros and everything has its cons. There are pros to that because for a certain period of time, when things need to stay the same because maybe we're on to something good, like say for instance with this, it makes sense for me to keep doing this morning show. It makes sense for me to keep being here for you. It makes sense, right? So I'm locking into a pattern. And so that has a good thing. But then there's other times when those patterns need to be changed. We need to innovate. We need to move forward, do something different or even just accept something different. And so a lot of times when you go in the direction that you feel your heart calls you to go, there are going to be people that don't understand. There are going to be people who don't think you should go in that direction. There are going to be people who think you should completely do this shit differently. Hold on. The thing is, at first, what you do may not be understood. But if you keep going, especially if you know in your heart that it's something you need to do or something that you have that's a gift, an offering, something positive to bring into the world, you hang in there, you hang in there, you hang in there. And then people will be calling you a genius and courageous for the same thing that they first started off calling you absolutely insane for even attempting. Remember that. So you can stick to your vision. So on that tip, I want to do a quick reset of the room. Say hello to my peeps again, Felicia and Heather. If any of you like to come up to the stage so we can say hey and good morning, I would love to. And if not, by all means, thanks for coming through. Yes. Felicia, good morning. Felicia, good morning.
Hello, Grand Rising.
Hey.
How are you?
I am wonderful, Felicia. And of course, as you know, I am even more wonderful now because I got one of my favorite peeps with me.
Me too. I just wanted to pop up heading to the office. I'm going to hang out for a little while.
Yeah.
I want to say that was so on time this morning. I love that. The only, I'm sorry, I can't get it out of my mouth.
No, okay.
That always feed my soul. So
Wow.
I just want to say, hey, thank you, confirmation on time. It's just more confirmation for you to keep doing what you do because it is that deal.
Yes.
Seriously, we always have an on-time word, and then if I'm already at just events, this is you show up for us every day. So I just want to know I appreciate you.
Yes.
And all you do.
Thank you, Felicia. And as always, I appreciate you too. And it is so good to hear your wonderful voice. Oh my gosh.
So I had to come off Clubhouse and I had to get in real life.
Yeah. No doubt. Look. Anytime I don't see my peeps, I know they are taking over the world. Like I am excited. I'm like, yes, they're not here. They're doing their thing. And then I'm always just glad to see them when I do. So it is like it's amazing. How you been? You been well?
Honestly, well.
Yeah.
Well, just taking it in every day, thankful, loving Black History Month. So
right.
Yes. So I'm loving it. So yeah, I just wanted to hop in today for a moment.
Yeah, no doubt. I know you got to get on. Yeah, Heather.
You guys. You too.
Yes, Felicia, no problem. I know you might have to run. By all means, of course, if you don't hang around with us. But yeah, it is just always a pleasure. And it's one of those things where, I was telling everybody on Facebook here and YouTube, it's just like, you guys have no idea, like the levels of relationships and friendships, that I've started to build here in this Clubhouse environment, and just meeting people who, like, we're peeps, we know that we're on the journey together, since we met each other. It's like we'll always be connected, always because of how we connected, and what we have in common, and how that brought us together. So Felicia, Heather, Sabrina, Tanisha, like, this is just a fam, and it feels so good. Yes.
So I know everybody. I don't know if everybody here, but I know how you follow her. But so I just want to say to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can speak a little bit about that, the honest effect, because I think that you do that. I look at your one. See how you show up to the world and watch your YouTube videos. I see like your ads where you have like this omnipresent effect,
Yes.
And I can only imagine like when you started, I don't know, you probably have support, but sometimes, people start things like this, they're like, what are you doing? Like, you playing music, and you're like, is that a real thing? So I just wanted to know if you could kind of share like what your experience was and just like and showing up authentically you every day.
Right.
And I'm killing it. Like, seriously, like, effortless. I mean, we know it's a lot of work. I know.
Right.
But you make it look so effortless. You always, I'm telling you, our spirit is always good. So if you could give us a pointer today.
Yeah.
How you stay in that mind state and you do the thing that people think about.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Oh my goodness. Thank you for asking that question. It's one of those things, All right. So I'll take it back first and I'll bring you forward, right? So the first thing I think about is my mom. I start off with my mom. Like, my mom is someone who I've always appreciated in the deepest way, but like the older you get, the more you appreciate people that have the deepest impact in your life, right? So what I think about with my mom is I look at my self-esteem today, my confidence, my ability to show up, my ability to be myself unapologetically. And I realized that from a young age, my mom gave the breeding ground for that by giving me education and exposure. I was a kid that grew up where I was a skinny little, kid that wore glasses. I kind of looked like Steve Urkel, and I was, a handsome little kid, but I definitely was like a nerdy kid. But it was one of those things where I never, ever struggled with self-esteem. I never cared about being joked or anything like that. And it was mainly because my mother exposed me to so much diversity that I learned to love myself and accept myself like above anything else. And so I grew up that way. And then when she gave me the exposure, what it did was it allowed me to have education in different areas. So that boosted my esteem about myself and then about my potential. That's the other thing. It was really, really heavy. I also want to say hello to McKen and also Monty. Thanks so much for joining us, fam. But I grew up with that self-esteem booster being in place, and that made it be where. And then she opened the door for me to find ways of expressing myself. So my mom did everything from putting me in theater arts to baseball to basketball to taking me to the museums. I was just telling right before you got here, I was always reading countless books. Like, I didn't know that some kids didn't like reading or doing those kind of things. Because for me, that was entertainment. That was fun. So it just gave me this wide palette, which gave me a sense of self-esteem to be myself, to appreciate my interests, to appreciate who I was, and to self-reflect in that way. She was developing emotional intelligence, and she never used the word emotional intelligence. She never even knew it that way. It was just what she was, predisposed to, as far as because of her background and then because of her being in education. So anyway, long story short, from there, fast forward, you move forward in life. And my mom, somebody asked me the other day, when you decided you weren't going to college, like I decided that I was not going to go to college when I was in the 10th grade. I didn't even take my SATs because I knew what I wanted to do in life, or at least knew what I wanted to give like a deep try. And that was music, that was production, that was studio life. My mom, whether it was that time or when I was asking her to help me with equipment, and I would pay her right back with my decent 16-year-old job that I had. or my job at 16, my mom always supported me and she never blocked my dreams or goals. Like, she never, ever, ever did that. It was like one of those things where she would just inquire about it. And when I told her about it, she'd be like, okay. And she never blocked it. So what it allowed me to do was to try different things out. I told the person, my mother didn't say anything when I told her I wasn't going to college. She listened to what my plan was. And then from there, she was like, okay, you know, and she supported me. So it always gave me the ability, Felicia, to be myself and to try that first before I lived up to someone else's standards. And I was the only child on my mom's side, and she did not spoil me. And she gave me what I needed and some of what I wanted, but she didn't spoil me. So she walked like that particular balance that allowed me to express myself, still gave me guidance, you know, and she was stern and that kind of thing and strict at times, but it wasn't strict as in freedom of expression. And by her exposing me to different things, I would find myself. So what that equaled at 21, you know, was by this time, I got the opportunity to become a full-time musician because of having that even through my teens and working the jobs I want to work and expressing the way that I want to work. And by the time I hit 21, that's when I got a chance to literally just be myself full-time for a living and then started creating from there. So, of course, along all this whole journey, you know, of course, I've had judgment. Of course, I've had people that have had their opinions about different things. Like, of course, I've had all that. But the thing that I only know first and foremost is like how to follow my own heart and trust my heart, even when others around me don't understand it. I don't depend on other people to understand me or to understand what I'm doing. And then last but not least, after hitting 21, and then 2 years later, or really immediately as I hit 21 and as I was a full-time musician, but over the course of the next couple of years, I would then put together my company, which would be a further expression of what I want to do and what I want to be. And this is the magic moment, Felicia, that sealed the deal for me from that point on. It was that I read a book in 2005 that was called Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. And the person was talking about how being yourself was the deepest thing to do, because then you would find your tribe and you wouldn't have to worry about all the people that don't understand you. You'd only have blinders on, like the horses, the blinders on the side, and just looking forward and focus on the people like Felicia, like Heather, like Sabrina, like Tanisha, like Monty, the people that get you, the people that you speak that language, the people that like don't need you to be anything else but you. And you let the chips fall where they may from there. And so it just keeps being proven to me over and over and over and over and over and over and over, Felicia, that when I follow my heart, when I listen to myself, then that person, those people, it resonates with, it connects with, and that's the only thing that winds up mattering to me at the end of the day. It's just that. The more myself, the more it proves to me that being myself is the best thing and the best way to be. You know, and so I get the struggle, like I get it on the other side. I've just been fortunate to have this as an example. And if it weren't for trying it every day, at least in some way, that's what I advise people. Try it every day in some way. And then from there, you'll notice the fruits of that journey. Yeah, Felicia, that's what comes up for me.
You know, that was a whole masterclass, right? I'm serious. That was an entire masterclass. That's what's up, and I love it. I love it. Kudos to your mom. She's amazing.
Thank you. Kudos to mom for real. You know, and then it's just remembering like overarching things. Like for instance, like I always say, you might not be one person's cup of tea. In this case, I've got turmeric tea in my hand. You might not be one person's cup of tea, but you're someone else's full course meal. Like that right there keeps me every day. You're someone else's full course meal. And like I said, don't depend on people to understand what's in your heart, because they never will. They're not you. They don't walk in your shoes. And so they themselves are walking their own journey. Now, when people judge you harshly and hardcore, a lot of times it's really not about you. It's that they're actually not happy within themselves. And so they don't have anything better to do than to just be into everybody else's business and trying to tell them what to do and all this kind of stuff. Like, yeah. So anyway, I can go on, Felicia, but you know.
Sure. That's what's up. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
You're welcome, Felicia. And I will continue every day and in every way to not only share that perspective, but to hit it in different ways. Because it's the most important thing in life for me to get every person to do that. And I know we come from different circumstances, so I have so much empathy. I mean, I talk to people every day and work with people every day who come from exactly the opposite scenario. People that for over 30 and 40 years have never had anything acceptable from them within their inner circle. So that's a blockage right there. So, I have empathy, but I will stand here every day, first as an example, and then secondly, as you can see, as a rambling fool about just every way possible to hit that, to get other people to see that in themselves and to walk it out. Because the magic in this whole thing, Felicia, last thing I'll say, the magic in this is that it's the scariest thing for many people to do. But what happens is when you finally do it in some capacity, that's literally when all the magic happens. And when you realize, like, wow, I didn't have anything to worry about. Oh, wow, there are people who actually get this. I thought nobody would feel this or understand it or even have value in it or take pride in it or anything. And it winds up being the opposite, but it takes that courage.
For sure. Absolutely.
Felicia, I love you so much. It's always a pleasure.
Always. Thank you, and I'm sorry for everybody taking the time.
Oh, you good? No.
That was amazing.
Yes,
That's exactly what I needed to hear today. And as always, do well, be well, wishing everybody well. Hey, I'll talk to you soon.
You too, Felicia. Have a wonderful one. And by no means did you take up any extra time. That was exactly what I wanted to happen. So much love to you. And have an amazing day today.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Family. We're here one day at a time. Oh my goodness. It's just always good, always good. And so on that tip, I just want to do a quick refresh. I want to say hello to my good friend, my homie, Eric Dennis. What's up, fam? Eric is hanging over here on FB Live with me. Said Aaron Hill is the man. Always good to see you, fam. Wow, bro. Thank you, bro. It's humbling. It's appreciated. And especially when I can hear it from people like yourself who were a big part of that first statement. If I'm the man, it's because of people like yourself, bro. People that, as I've been coming along my way, are people that I've looked to, been inspired by, just appreciate the whole nine. So right back at you, brother. Much love to you, fam. And I hope you and the fam are well. Yes. And so on that tip, let's say a huge good morning to Heather with the Red Cup. What's up, Heather? Good morning. Good morning, Heather. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Let me introduce you. Sabrina, this is Heather. Heather, Sabrina. All my new friends are in place. Yes. Yes. How you feeling today, Heather?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
The next couple days off. So, I have a workshop at 9 o'clock, but
right.
I get to do it from home. So.
I love it. Oh my goodness. It's always a good feeling. Like, okay, when you can do a whole workshop from home, I mean, oh man. Still, you can have your PJs on if you want. You can, you know what I mean? And then if you got to be on camera, you could just have a nice top on and I like to mess with people sometimes when I'm on virtual camera experiences. I'm like, yeah, so doesn't it help, that you can't see my lower half to know that I have nothing on, But yeah, that is good. So, I mean, and then for you to just kind of have a day, or days or a day to just be able to do it, everything from the comfort of your own home, That break is welcome. So I was telling you yesterday, I almost lost my shit because I thought I missed the vinyl and the red cup experience. OMG.
But, I need to reschedule. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but
yeah. Well, whatever it is, I am so looking forward to that because we had so much fun. Such simplicity. I tell you, I've been telling people daily, like, during these times, simple experiences. And I don't even mean that people have to always curate them themselves. It's just, I'm looking at the value of simple experiences during this time that are very much just from the heart, very much down to earth, very much just accessible, simple and accessible, it's what's really helping us these days, and so, yeah, that's why I was so happy, when you said yes and we went forward. And yeah, you work in the school system, right? Do you work with kids? You work with kids, right?
Yeah, I'm a preschool teacher at a Montessori school.
That's right, preschool Montessori, right. How have things been for your kids during this time? When I just think about the times and the last year and that kind of thing. Yeah, how what's that been like for you?
It's been really, really good, actually.
Yeah.
The kids are just doing amazing with it, with wearing their masks and washing their hands and
right.
Practicing social distancing as much as we can, while we're in school together. And yeah, it's been amazing. And watching them so young, but being so strong and aware is just, that just makes my day every day.
Right, for sure. I can definitely imagine that. One of the things I think about with kids is, in our history, we've always had the times where you're like, wash your hands before you eat, And the interesting thing about this is that, I've been thinking, like, when we come through these times, we're going to be in a whole different place when it comes to these kind of things,
Yes.
I mean, you'll have kids looking at us like, hey, did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands?
And they're so good at reading eyes and body language.
Right.
It's just, it's amazing. So
it really is. This time is really changing us, and I have so much empathy for all the things that we've experienced, but I can't help as an optimist to just look at the positives. Just look at things like, okay, well, like I said, we're going to have a whole different relationship now with, hygiene and cleanliness and being mindful of each other's space and being mindful of, the ability to transmit things, even when it's not viruses, when it's just basic colds and these kind of things. I mean, not these kind of viruses, but basic, other things. We'll just be more mindful. And so, that's a plus. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, what doesn't breaks us makes us. So So yeah, it's always good to see you. And anything else going on in the world of Heather?
That's about it.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, I'm so glad to talk to you. And yes. And I hope that you enjoy your day today, and I hope you continue to enjoy this convo as we hang out and just do what we do. You know how it goes.
I'll be here. I have that workshop at 9, but I'll still be listening.
Yes, no doubt, Heather. Well, much love to you, Heather, and as always, it's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. All the love.
Yes, fam. Good morning. I also want to say hello to the good brother T. Thanks for hanging out. I also want to say hello to my YT FB peeps. Y'all always come through, making it do what it do. Once again, I want to also announce that one of the new segments here that I'll be doing at the 7:45 time is interviewing a person around their business, product, or service. Looking to highlight people on the AP Morning Show, 7:45 a.m. each morning. So if you are interested in that, all you got to do is just look at my Instagram bio. You're going to see a link there. So you can just go ahead and schedule your slot for one of these upcoming days or another week or another time next month. It doesn't even matter. But schedule a slot so that I can highlight you, your business, your product, your service, what you do. As I meet new people and as I invest in their lives. So on that tip, also, if you want to come up to the stage, by all means, you know what to do. Give a wave, throw your hand up. Let's come on up and say good morning to each other, affirm each other on our day. Or you can just continue to listen in to what is your new favorite morning show. Yeah, I just promoted it. I just promoted myself. You're at the top of your list, the AP morning show. One thing I like about this space is that many people that come through, I like to ask them, like, what's the thing that drew you in? Because, you know, there's a lot of us, you know, a lot of things going on out in them Clubhouse streets. A lot of things going on in them streets. You know, you go down that hallway, you might not know what you run into. You walk past a class and people in there doing all kinds of stuff, you know. So I always like to ask people, you know, what drew you to this room? And the overwhelming response is this word right here. I cannot point on a reverse camera screen. It's so crazy. Everything is opposite. Accountability, this word right here. For many people, accountability and accountability partner is what pulled them in because they can relate to accountability. They value accountability. They aspire to accountability. They are holding themselves accountable or, you know, love to be with others and be accountability partners and hold other people accountable to their goals and dreams. So that's what brings us here. And so on that tip, if you'd like to come to the stage, go ahead and throw a wave. And let's say a huge good morning to Sabrina. Good morning, Sabrina.
Hey, how are you doing today?
What's happening, Sabrina?
You know I gotta go to work at 8:30. I'm like, please stop talking. Please, come on, I got 3 minutes. I've been in this for 30 minutes. Not that you can't care. I understand.
Oh, I deeply care. I deeply care. You know, I know.
You know what about my schedule? I love it. You drop so many gems here, and I'm so excited to have my husband finally with me.
Woo!
Woo! Good morning. I just want to quickly tell you, I know it's cold and snowing up there, but we're missing those street serenades.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't wait for it to get warm. And
Yes.
get back out to that.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
just really quickly though, you do still owe us an update because some of us been waiting for a minute. On Patreon, you ever told us what's been happening with your dad with the house project in a while?
Good question. So I'm sitting in a $64,000 renovation right now. We secured $64,000 renovation. The whole house is redone. The most important part, which was the roof, is knocked out and everything. My dad's doing well. We're doing well. And yes. Thank you so much for asking.
Now, Aaron. See, we've been with you for a bit, bro.
Yes. I love it. Let me tell you also this. So the Street Serenade is definitely looking forward to it. In fact, gearing up for an amazing season. And this season, I'm also going to be not only doing it in the DMV, but also traveling. We're going to be doing some touring. So you'll be able to look out for that and see all the information that's going to be everywhere. And then in addition to that, every Friday night, 6 p.m., I do an inside serenade. So you can, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, doing that as well. So yeah. But looking forward.
We'll be out in Tampa. You know, this is where we are now.
Yes.
So you know you got to come out here so my husband can sit in. The brother is from beast on that saxophone. Don't use that and say nothing. No. See, he always selling himself short. His biggest cheerleader.
Right. Look, I know what that's like, though.
Those beats you play with Clarence Ward and all
Yes.
No, sir. I am perfectly happy listening in the crowd. Thank you. But listen, I ain't scared. I want to say what y'all done say with plenty of your tracks.
Yes.
Sir. So if you're ever in Tampa, listen, let your family know.
Oh, you'll know.
We will hook you up. We can feed you and sit in.
100. You will definitely know. In fact, I just left Tallahassee last week. And yeah, I'm going to be doing the East Coast tour. You'll be able to see all the info. We're,
Awesome.
looking things now. But yes, I'm excited, and I appreciate you all so much. Oh my goodness, so much.
Yes, we're such fans, but we just love you so much. Always wishing the best on you. I did have one more thing to add. I found something on motivation, and I wanted to read something.
Okay.
I wanted to read it yesterday. And if you ever see me leave, it's because I got that 8:30 that I'm playing hooky on now.
Yes, yes.
I'm in now. I'm talking now. It just reads like this, and maybe it'll touch somebody. Loyalty means I'm down with you, whether you're wrong or right. But I will tell you when you're wrong and help you get right.
There you go. 100.
See, a lot of times people will abandon you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're wrong. But see, loyalty is not about that.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty is about sticking with you through thick and thin. And I sometimes that gets lost, you know?
Yes, yes.
I just want to put that out there.
I so appreciate that. And I so appreciate you all. Oh my goodness. And it's so good to see you all as well. Don't get fired now so you can come back to the morning show and still be. Much love to you, Sabrina. And what's your husband's name? I didn't get his name.
Oh,
Ken. Much love to you.
I see y'all down there.
Much love. Much love, family. I can't wait to talk to you and see you all again.
Yes, indeed. Listen, you have the best day ever, all right?
You as well. Much love. Yes, yes. Always good, fam. Always good. Yes, yes. I also want to say good morning to D Love Harrison on FB. D Love says, "Good morning, King. I appreciate it. You just made me stand up a little bit taller. Thank you." Also want to say hello to Felicia, Walter, Meyer, T, Tanisha. Always good. Always a pleasure. And if you'd like to come through, by all means, the goal is to say hey to you. You say good morning, stand in accountability as far as your goals for the day, your aspirations and affirmations, and also for us to just hang out, have some good laughs, great conversation, and even greater affirmations. At about 9 o'clock, we're going to go into the segment with Sherry, chop it up about some really, really good things. And so we are here. If you also like to just continue to listen in, by all means, you can continue to do that too. This experience is multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional. Yes, yes. And also, if you are over on IG, again, you'll see the new Aaron Hill mug. Now it's starting to actually go down. You see the color changing back if you're here with me on FBYT. See the color? See, that's how it starts right there. See that top part? Now imagine this. When you first start, you don't see anything. It's just all black. And every single mug from the Aaron Hill Revealing Mug series, it starts off all black. And guess what? The most fun part is that you will never know what it looks like until you pour in your drink, but you'll know the message. And this first one is about acceptance. Again, you don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. Anyone. And so again, if you'd like to come to the stage, by all means, throw up the wave, and we're going to keep this thing going. Say good morning to the good brother, Meyer. What's happening, Meyer? Good morning to you, fam.
Hey, good morning, man. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, yes. Good morning, broski. Doing well, man. Always well. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm just waking up still.
Yes, yes.
Getting to the usual sleep.
Yes, yes.
Apparently I had some vivid ass dreams, and I was like grabbing my girl one night in my sleep and cussing and stuff.
Ah, got you. It's one of them. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, wiping the cold out my eyes.
I really picked up my phone like that yesterday.
For real?
What the hell is this? It's only at 8:26
In the morning, crack of dawn, now yawning. Yeah, man. Yo.
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Everything's good today.
That's good, bro.
Keeping on.
Yes, yes. Yeah, bro. I happened to see a pic pop up for you. I think it was on my IG. I think you were sitting at the table with someone or something like that. So
Yeah.
It's a dope ass pic, bro. I didn't even get a chance to like get the whole context of it, but like
that's one of my artists because I started a little label in Toronto to like support some of the people I give a fuck about who actually have a message.
Yeah.
I don't even have like any money, but I'm just like, I've been pounding my head against the wall for like 15 years. I figured out a couple things. If you want some of the tricks,
Nice.
It's kind of like the foundation. But yeah, so that's the homie Skeevius. It's kind of like a young Bukowski. Gotta like to say I'm excited for his shit too. And it's gonna drop Friday.
Oh, nice, bro.
Tomorrow. Damn.
Right.
I'm a shitty label.
Oh, it's all good, bro. Let me tell you that the best thing, man, and this is why I like this pick, man. And I just love what you're doing, and bro, it's your heart, man. Like your heart shows, as far as that you're about the real shit, you're about the down to earth shit, you're about helping people like where you can, man. It's just you're just a genuine dude, man. It's just you just feel that, man, from your from all your presentations. So honestly, that goes farther than anything, bro. Like real talk. Real talk.
Much love, real recognized real.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Skeevious tips. Yeah, I'm checking them out now. And in fact, I'm gonna follow him as well. International.
Yeah, he's a little confused about the mask stuff, but his heart's in the right place.
Man, that's dope, bro. That's dope. So that's what's up, bro. Yeah, man. How did the mixing and everything go yesterday? How did the flow go?
It was. I kind of like slugged through it. I gotta polish it all today, but I kind of just piecemeal work it. I like, I do a bunch of the stuff that I know I'm supposed to do, and I like listen, but I know my ears are shot by the end of it. So I was like, let me just check it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Speaking of which, bro, that was one of the biggest things we learned in engineering school, like ear fatigue and just how at a certain point your ear masks frequencies and just all that kind of shit, and the power of taking a break and coming back to something. And it's interesting, Myra, because even though that was an audio engineering lesson, and again, for everybody here, one of the things that we learned in audio engineering school was like when you're mixing, there comes a point where your ear your ear is hearing in a different way because it's adjusted to a sound. And so you're continuing to try to make things better or tweak things, but you're hearing like in a vacuum, so to speak, because, you've just been with it so long. So they taught us the power of taking a break, going away from things and coming back to them with fresh ears, which in my case, and really this was the reason why they were showing us, it always gives you a fresh perspective. It's just like life. It gives you a fresh perspective. And one of the things I learned, and I wonder if this happens to you, Maya, one of the things I learned is that I could be sitting there mixing and like get to a place where I'm like, man, this just doesn't feel right, doesn't sound right, like and I'll walk away from it and come back to it, or back in the day, I burn a CD, pop it in my car and ride, and I'm like, damn, this is actually not as bad as I thought. This is like, it just opened up my eyes, like, wow. But yeah, CD, right? I know, right? A thing of the past. I know, right? Right, bruh. The CD disappeared. I wonder if this is like this for anybody else in here. The CD, when I say it disappeared overnight for me, like, I mean, I used to have a rack of blank CDs, I'd be burning them, everything. And then I started seeing streaming come around, and before it even got popular, I was like, man, I might as well start saying my last goodbye to these CDs, because I just knew that overnight they were just going to be just gone, and so yeah, right. I was the opposite. I was stuck on the past. I rocked my Walkman into 2012. Hell yeah, boy. That's but see, that's the thing, yo. I like that because that to me is more like having fun with the vintage. You know what I mean? Like that's because it's an organic experience. I mean, I still got my tapes. They're right here beside me. I literally got tapes beside me in my bottom drawer here. because I keep them joints close. Myra, I got a question for you, bro. When it comes to mixing, I went to school for engineering. I'm a professional engineer. When it comes to mixing, like I have a 50-50 relationship with how much I like mixing. Like I enjoy it from the perspective of like, it for me is a further musical process. Even like I look at mixing, just like I look at EQs and compressors and these things in the same way as I look at instruments, themselves. But like I don't love mixing. Like I just know how to do it. I like the music making process more. When it comes to mixing, I spend least amount of time on it, like focus time. But I try not to spend like over 2 hours mixing something, because after that I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's tedious. I don't feel like getting down. How do you feel about mixing, bro?
No, I get that. I think that depending on like the situation I'm in, because right now, like my setup is kind of organized in a way where I can pretty much only mix.
Right.
Shit.
Ah, got you.
So I set myself up to just like finish all this shit. But I'm the same way. I'd rather create. Mixing is like vegetables to me. It's like I want to eat the same or whatever. It's like you gotta do the thing. But part is when I get a real good mix going, like I get that dopamine rush where I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm getting my ass kicked by one, I'm not even fucking doing this. Like,
Right. That's the conversation for me. It's literally exactly that. It's like when I get to a point where the mix is being realized and it's coming to life and I'm through all the tedious shit, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And before that, I'm like, God damn it, I need to delegate the fuck out of this shit. Yeah, it really is. I'm grateful for in Sheffield. I went to Sheffield Institute and also Berklee School of Music. And the thing that I'm most grateful for is them teaching us how to quick mix. Like them teaching us like, look, it doesn't have to be long. Mixing is like seasoning. You season to taste. You don't want to be overly perfectionist because you'll never finish your mix because there's always something your ear is going to keep hearing. And after a while, it's just your ear looking for stuff. And so you start having all these weird things happening where you're hearing shit that wasn't there before and all that. So now any mix that I have, 2 hours, like I call it done. Like I try my best, call it done in 2 hours so that I can be balanced. And what I found, man, is I've gotten to the point now where all I need 2 hours, some, less than that, depending on what it is, but max 2 hours, boom, done. And I walk away now with this feeling of completion instead of this feeling of like, damn, should I really be doing this? Should I not? Like it changes everything for me.
Man, it's essential to like have that limit. I've definitely like lost the whole thing to a mix.
Right.
Worse.
Right.
So you gotta set boundaries and shit for yourself.
You do.
And then going back to what you were saying about taking breaks, like I can't remember where I read this or heard this, but someone broke it down and said that like essentially your brain keeps working on problems even when you stop. So like when you go to sleep, your brain is trying to solve all the shit that you can figure out. So that's why the next day or when you come back to something, you're like fresh and it's like, oh, this is obvious.
Right.
Brain working on it on the background.
So true, bro.
So that's like an interesting fact about breaks.
Yeah.
And then what else would I want to say? Oh yeah, about quick mixing and shit. I wish I had that lesson because like my process is like, I don't know if you ever seen Samurai Champloo.
I haven't.
Like okay. It's like the odd couple. One of them's like the disciplined samurai, and the other one's just like freestyling it.
Right.
And I feel like I'm freestyling it. I don't have any of the theory. I pretty much just like sit at the session, smoke,
right,
listen through. And if anything in the song pisses me off, I fix it, and I just repeat that process until nothing pisses me off. So, bad version of that.
I'm gonna tell you something though. Even though you might not have a theory, the one, I guess you could say, the one plus about that is that I would say the first lesson that they taught us in school from a theory perspective is never just go dumping salt on your food before you've tasted it. You know what I mean? Like that, right? Yeah, bro. They were like, look, don't just get in there and just start throwing effects on shit and throwing shit around. And I realized that was a good tip because at first you don't know what you're going for. You just know the shit sounds bad and you want to sound better. But that can make you start just reaching for spices and ingredients. And then before you know it, you got too much salt, too much pepper, too much this. Then you're like reverse engineering, like you're trying to mix out of the mix you got yourself, mix out of the mess you got yourself in. Yeah. So the best thing at least was they told us listen first and just see almost in a way like what's jumping out at you, what's pissing you off, what's jumping out at you, and then start there. And then it'll, feel more natural. And then they also say like listen and for many records, you're trying to make it sound natural, you're trying to make it sound as just normal as possible. Oh, and the last thing, bro. They taught us that the best compliment that a mixing engineer can get is, wow, that singer is really singing her ass off, or that drummer can really play. And they taught us about the power of transparency in mixing. So.
I like that. Yeah, where the focus is on performance because you did it so well.
Yeah, where you're tweaking really just made the natural performance or the natural thing just be that. Like you aren't even seen. It's just that it's the person feels it and they see it and nothing is getting in that way. So yeah, man. Well, you know how it goes, bro. Like we could chop it up about mixing all day. It's such a fun subject, or not, but audio is in general and music. But bro, it's always good to see you, man. Always good to chop it up with you. We grow and learn every day, and I just appreciate you, bro, and being the fam.
And likewise, always appreciate being here. I know we could get to a whole range about audio, so we can cut it short right now. But much love and appreciate everyone. I hope everyone has a great day.
Yes, sir. You too, fam. You too. Everybody, let's open up our mics and affirm Maya on a great day today. Have a great one, Maya.
Have a great day, Maya.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And so on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones. Say good morning to the good brother, Walter. What's happening, Walter? Good morning, fam.
Thank you. You know what's funny? I was actually here for the audio mixing masterclass y'all were having.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
podcasting and 100% self-class. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me take some notes.
Yes, sir. No doubt, fam. I tell you, it's cool because it's like, I am just so fortunate, man. I think back to myself as that 10th grade kid. I'm 15 years old, going on 16. I'm rapping, I got a group. At that point, I'll tell you a little story real quick. So my group was supported by my school because one day they had an assembly, and the assembly was like, it was the band assembly, and at the end they played, I think they might have played Tupac, like I Ain't Mad at You or something like that. And so they asked if there was anybody in the audience that knew the rap that could come up and do the rap. So I didn't know the rap, but I got up there and I started letting loose on like one of our tunes that my group did. And when I tell you, the assembly went nuts. Like when I like not even bragging about it, but it was just wild because I didn't expect this to happen. The assembly went nuts. Now, fortunately, it was at the very end of the assembly because it went nuts. Like where people jumped up, they started like dancing and everything, and then people wanted to come to the stage. Like, yo, when I tell you that the way that this assembly ended was with me rapping on stage with the whole crowd rocking and the band and everything, and the curtain coming down, and the teacher's like, go back to your classes, go back to your classes. But they weren't like mad or anything. It was just that it was time to go. They expected to just, play the song, get out of there. But like everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And the principals came up, the teachers came up. They were like, that was amazing. They really congratulated me, and they knew about the group and stuff. So at that point, the school started supporting me as far as my music. Like I was in English class and in social studies class, and I could bring in my tapes. Speaking of tapes, Meyer, I could bring in my tapes. And I could sell my music in school. Now, not during the class and that kind of thing, but the teachers supported it. They got tapes and everything. And it was amazing. And to this day, people still talk about it. And we laughed about it as far as my group because we were real entrepreneurs. I can tell you what our entrepreneurship was. So we sold our tapes for $2.50. And we used to have that case, like the case of tapes that you throw around your arm, little strap. Took it to class. We sold our first 12 tapes in first class. We were like, yeah, son, we went platinum. That's what I'm talking about. And I was the duplicator. So my duplication system was, the factory was that I had my double tape stereo with the high speed dub on it. And so I dubbed the tapes. My homeboy had the best handwriting, so he wrote the titles on it. And we sold our music, and the school supported us. And from that point on, that's when I knew that I wanted my life to be wrapped into music and production. And at that time, I was like, okay, it's a 1 in a million chance that I'll make it as a rapper, even though I'm pretty good. So I was like, what's a plan B? Plan B was like, I'll figure out something that puts me in the studio, in the environment. So that way, even if my music is not popping or me as an artist not, I just flip the switch and I'm helping other people to do that. And that came in the form of wanting to be a studio recording engineer. And that's when I would wind up going to Sheffield and Berkeley for that. So yeah, it's the story of my life, man. And I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, Walter, that's what all of these mixing conversations about, bro. I got a long history with this stuff, man.
That's a good story. I'm like excited all over again to interview you, man.
Yes, sir. Speaking of which, man, I just was looking at your name this morning. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for our interview. It's going to be fun. And one more thing I want to announce here. And this is for everybody here. I'll announce it here and there. I'm also looking for interviews for this show as well for 7:45 to 8 o'clock time slot. If you are interested, it's a highlighting a BPS section, your business, product, or service. My only goal is to just shine light on other beautiful people who I meet in this space because we're all of the same mindset. And so if you are interested, all you got to do is just click on my Instagram bio and there's a link there for you to go ahead and just schedule yourself in. It's an auto schedule and boom, go ahead and let it rip, fam. I want to talk to you and just showcase what you do. Not only here to my Clubhouse audience, but everybody that's hanging with us on FB and YT. So anyway, Walter, I'm rambling, bro. Good morning to you, man.
Thank you. Actually, I gotta hop off ready for a presentation, but yeah, I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna schedule something.
Yes.
This morning, that sounds exciting.
Yes, bro. Please do. And I know you gotta hop off, bro. But how are you, man? How's everything?
Things are good. Things are good. I've kind of came to this realization that I have to kind of slow down, speed up a little bit. Yeah, it's like I have all these like different ideas and everything I want to like do right now, but
right.
Like it just ended up being a little overwhelming. Like, okay, maybe I can't do like a million things.
Right. Maybe 999,000, but not a million.
Right. So small. But yeah, I'm practicing a kind of self-accountability 90-day rule type of thing. I just don't do anything else until I finish up what I'm working on for 90 days. And then at that time, I kind of do a review. See how it's going and all that stuff. So
I love that, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like you could, there's a lot of ways to get it, a lot of ways to do it, find a group that works for you. So
right.
That's the process for you.
I love it, bro. I love that. And I think that's so good. One of the early things we would talk about here was the FYF, the finish your food, concept.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yes, sir. Take it and run with it, bro. Finish your food. Yes, sir. I love it, man. I love it. And as always, man, it's much love to you and just to be able to connect, bro, brother to brother.
And good morning to everyone else too. Hope everyone on stage and the audience has a good day.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be tuning in tomorrow.
No doubt. Everybody, in fact, if you'd like to come up to the stage so we can say good morning, as well as we're about to say good morning to Walter, affirming when it's his day, definitely throw your hand up so you can come up so we can say this all together. And if not, and you'd like to just keep hanging out in the audience, continue to do so too. You know what it is. Come through. Walter, we wish you an absolutely amazing day today, bro, on purpose. Make it do what it do, bro. Finish that food, fam. I'm here with you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Such a good day. Sherry, you there? I see your mic's unmuted. That was like one of those, like, you look like you're about to say something, even your profile.
I was actually preparing to say, have a good day. I was waiting for you to be like,
the baby could shut up.
Everybody, your mic and say, wish Walter a good day. And I was prepared.
I was wondering if some of the other fam was going to come up and also join us. So let's say together, have an amazing day to Walter. Have an amazing day, fam. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. AP Morning Show, everybody. Want to also say hello to Baba Lo Wallo Ifa Usun. Hello, Eric Dennis. He says, yeah, do you and Eric know each other? I love this. Small world. Eunice says, good morning. D Love says, good morning. Eric, Maria, it's just so good to have you all here. Oh, so good. And everybody here on Clubhouse, Marcy, 1,000 Ways to Hustle, Deborah Raleigh, Missy, Amber Delia, Etta Fly, T, and of course, the good brother Walter, Maya, and Sherry. Everybody, I hope you're having a good morning so far. And so on that tip, let's jump into our segment with Sherry. Everybody, let's say good morning to Sherry. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning,
Sherry. Good morning. What's happening? It's Thursday.
Yes.
It's like my favorite day of the week, I think. I really do.
Really? Tell me why. Why is Thursday your favorite day of the week?
You know what? Because it's like, okay, I've gotten stuff done, so that's behind me.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Right. So that's in front of you, right?
Yeah, so that's in front of me. So yeah, I kind of like Thursday. Feeling Thursday.
So, Wednesday, of course, we all call hump day. So I guess that's the other thing too. It's like you're on the down slope, preparing for the weekend, right?
Yeah, and my work day is like my work week is actually like Sunday through Friday. So, it's like I work half day on Friday and half day on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like I have 2 days, but it's 2 halves.
I love that. That makes me think of something. A lot of us here are entrepreneurs, self-employed or what have you. And, we schedule our own weeks and that kind of thing. Have you always like kept certain days and made that like your time off or your weekend? Like, has that always been something for you that you like had there? It was like, no matter what. Okay, got you. Yeah.
I was early on, and I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every entrepreneur goes through this. Like early on, you're thinking, I can work when I want to, do what I want to do. But then you find yourselves working like 24 hours a day.
Right.
7 days a week.
Right.
This is what I signed up for.
Right.
And then you get into that, oh my God, I gotta make it happen because if I don't, it's not gonna happen. But actually, that's going more hard than good.
Right. 100%. Time management is one of the biggest things you are faced with, and you're forced to learn as an entrepreneur. And I tell you, this is why I say like entrepreneurship is not for everyone, because it's sometimes having that structure already put in place and it helps you because you got to do this shit yourself. And like you said, and this is one rule of thumb that everybody knows. Matter of fact, it's not even a rule of thumb. This is just a reality. The thing is, there's always something to do when you're an entrepreneur. So you can find yourself never clocking out. And that shit is for the birds.
Yeah, it's easy to do. And even if you love it, which, obviously you do, that's why you got into it.
Right.
But at the same time, you can learn yourself quick and in a hurry. And you can't, as I like to say, you can't be no punk, you can't be crying. It's just like, oh my God, it's so hard. That's what entrepreneurship is.
That's what it is. That is definitely what it is. And so I think about that. I think about that all the time. So yesterday, we held the hot seat creative brand strategy sessions. And I think, the Thursday, this is probably always going to be one of those things during this segment that we just touch on real quick, because it's always so many good testimonials, from just what has happened. So for those that don't know, every Wednesday we hold this concept here on Clubhouse. We hold a room called the Hot Seat Creative Brand Strategy Sessions. That's where myself and Sherry, we work with people and help and assist, as Sherry likes to say, assist people with their brands, their marketing, their businesses, like whatever they're trying to work with. We bring 40 years of experience together collectively to what we do. And so we just like to help people. We do power sessions with people where in 15 minutes, we go through any questions you have, as well as just all our assessments of what we're looking at. And it's just all love. Like, it literally is just all love and to help. And so yesterday we had another great hot seat, another successful one. And it was amazing.
That's another reason why I'm coming to Thursdays, because Wednesdays are definitely hectic. It's definitely the busiest day, but it's also a really fun day because I love doing the hot seats. We have some standing client appointments that I just adore, like every time we get on the phone or a video call with them.
Right.
So it's just a fun day, So when Thursday is just like, Thursday is like my cigarettes.
Right.
Like, yeah, I did that.
For sure. Speaking of doing that, what for you, we recapped yesterday, but what for you comes up as far as just a highlight from yesterday for you, where it was like, yeah, we did that, like all together?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing was our call with where, just coming up with like some personal branding opportunities that she could do around that include things that she loves, but incorporating them into her business.
Right.
I think it's going to be a game changer for her, and I can't wait, because it's going to be so, like, nobody's doing that shit. Like,
right. Right.
I'm like, it's about to be a damn rock star. And like, she about to take over.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So for everybody, for context, one of our clients, her name is Anna, and she's into real estate. What she's a real estate, luxury real estate agent, right?
Luxury real estate, and then what's really exciting is that she just actually came up. Her brokerage actually just was brought out and became a part of the Cochran brand. So if you watch Shark Tank, Barbara Cochran is this like legendary real estate agent. Really cut her teeth in New York. And side note, if anybody gets a chance to read her biography, oh my goodness, her book is so good. But anyway, now Anna is a part of the Cochran brand, so that's even like that whole.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. And so not only is that for her when it comes to her brand, but Anna is also a very creative person, like many of us are. And what she's been finding recently is that her love for art, her love for painting, her love for drawing, her love for, these kind of things have now come to the forefront. So what we're helping her to do is to show her how those things are going to go deep into helping her highest goals as far as her real estate goals, by bringing very human, very down to earth, very relatable experiences to people. And through that segue, being able to connect with people about being dreamers and believers and moving forward as far as their goals, with buying a house and other things, just information even related to home buying. So it was a really fun session. And so not only do we chop it up with her, but also other people here on Clubhouse to help them with the same thing. And it always comes down to that. I think many people's biggest struggles, if I was to name the top couple, it would be number one, can I be myself and include myself into my efforts on what I'm doing for my business? It would be deciding between business and deciding between the self. That for many people is a decision. But like early on in this broadcast, as Felicia and I talked about, as she asked me the question, how do you do this? How do you merge yourself with your business so well? And I explained to her, because I just don't have the boundaries in between of not accepting myself in the midst of my business. It actually goes the other way. my deepest business comes from being myself, and that being the unique expression that attracts people. So whether it be that, or whether it be the hard dilemma of, I built my business with this product or service, and that's where I was at the time. I've served customers deeply, but now I'm ready to change and do something else or take it to the next level. And I'm struggling between, do I continue to give them what I've always been giving them, or do I go in a direction my heart is calling me, even if that means switching up my product, my services, and actually servicing a different demographic or different bracket, you know? So those topics came up, and we just continue to help people with those and a bunch of other things related to brand and marketing and strategy, these kind of things. So if you're interested and you want us, our assistance in that way, definitely DM us. We have the info where you can schedule a session as well. And then other than that, join us on Wednesdays for the hot seat, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here.
Yeah, and there's a link in my Instagram bio that says Discovery Call. So if you want to do a Discovery Call,
Perfect. So Sherry, Black History, we always are hitting on the new, like I was telling somebody earlier, like I've learned so much in just this segment of how like uncommon Black History facts that I've ever learned, so I'm excited.
So good, because I've been doing my research. So today is our highlight is on Marsha P. Johnson, also known as Malcolm Michaels Jr. And I wanted to show some love to the LGBTQ community. Marsha actually was an American
Sherry, I'm sorry, Sherry, right before you go. So for everybody, you can actually follow exactly along with what Sherry is reading. If you look at her first Instagram post while she's reading this, we could all follow along and see this beautiful face and read along with you. Go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah, so actually there's a longer explanation in the Instagram post, but Marsha was actually a gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen back in the 60s. And so what she's most known for is that she actually was very prominent in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. And you can do a little research on that, but basically they were riots that were considered to be the most important event leading to the gay liberation movement that started in New York. And so Johnson also went on to be the founding member of the Gay Liberation Front, as well as the co-founder of the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, which is an activist group that she founded. And, she was very pivotal and brave well before her time.
Wow.
So I felt like somebody has also said that I think there's a documentary or movie around her and her work on Netflix. I will check to confirm that. I didn't get to confirm it before today, but I did see something about that.
Oh, wow. This is a powerful information. I tell you, I've never even heard of Marsha P. Johnson before. And then I've never heard of the Stonewall Uprising. So now I'm going to...
Either. So basically the Stonewall Uprising was the New York City police started raiding gay nightclubs and a hotel that was known where gay people would go. And because you couldn't be out at that time.
Right, yeah, not 1969. I have so much empathy for those times, Right.
So they were basically arresting people for being gay, and
wow.
They would crash known gay clubs and hotels and things like that where people would meet. And so the people there decided that they weren't going to take it anymore, and they started fighting back. They started rioting and protesting against the police, and it just led to this whole movement.
Wow.
I was like, you never knew about that. So.
Right. Powerful. And so, yeah, check out her first Instagram post to not only see the picture, but also the information as well. Thanks so much for that, Sherry. Thank you. So what's happening today on Beating with Sherry? What time, where, and what can we expect?
11:30 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
me to
Right.
I remember what damn time zone like, where am I? But yeah, Eastern Standard Time, Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube. Today is probably gonna be not probably, but yeah, it is probably. Let me just be honest. I have a whole bunch of shit planned. Can I just be real about this shit?
You can
Missy,
so
you
be
know I
real.
try to be transparent, right? Missy be like, girl, you be really transparent. Missy, I try to keep it real, but anyway, so I'm excited. I'm gonna be beating because my beat spinner came. So I'm very excited about that.
Okay, what's real quick for everybody? Real quick, tell us, what is a bead spinner?
It literally is this little bowl that sits on a pole, and the bowl spins around it, and the beads are in there, and you have a curved shaped needle that picks up the beads for you, so you can actually bead faster. You can create waist beads or whatever you're making faster. So instead of doing one bead at a time, you're picking up like 5 or 10 at a time. So
I'm already there because I gotta see that. I gotta see that
So
live.
you
Like,
come on the show today? That's what's happening on the. I do. Okay, all jokes aside. So yes, please do come by all means. But I do have some exciting news to share with everyone, if I may, please.
You already got it. This is segment with Sherry.
All right, so we are actually adding some new segments thanks to the inspiration of Aaron P. Hill. But Fridays are going to be with me and Tara Page, the patio chick. So we're going to be talking about weekends and just lifestyle. Mondays, I'm going to have Jason Winters on, who is also here in Clubhouse with us. And we're going to do self-care. We're talking about tapping, or EFT as it's known.
Right.
We're talking about food. What is it? Food. What's his name? Food.
Emotional eating.
Yes, thank you. Emotional eating. And then Kim Briscoe and I are working on doing something together, probably on Thursdays, and it'll be around marketing and funnels and all things that we love in the business world. So yeah, things are coming together. I'm excited about meeting with Sherry. So yeah. Oh, and Wednesdays are always going to be co-work Wednesdays. So yesterday was fun because we were in there trying to set up the damn Facebook, Instagram shop.
Okay.
And it was a whole experience going on. But it was fun because people got to see us kind of working out our shit in real time. And
that's it.
Even though you might be the expert, don't mean you know everything, and we damn sure didn't.
Right. I heard this quote when I was younger: the smartest person in the world is not the person that knows everything; it's how to find the answer. So
yeah.
And there's nothing more inspirational than working that shit out. So much love.
Pop in today and hang out with me and Aaron.
She done put me on the show. I was talking about coming by to be a viewer. Now I'm on the Well, I guess I know I've got my assignment. Sherry, much love. Everybody, let's check out Beating with Sherry every day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse, Facebook, and YouTube. Yes, Sherry. Much love to you. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm Sherry on an absolutely amazing day today on purpose.
Have an amazing day, Sherry. Thank you, everybody. I'm so happy to be on the stage with y'all. Y'all know I love you.
Love you too.
Yes, love you back.
Yes. Oh, man, this is the best morning show, if I might say so myself. Real talk. Here we are, AP Morning Show. Hey, to my peeps in FB. Don't forget, peeps, FBYT land. All you got to do is grab one of these. This thing I'm holding in my hand, this here iPhone. For right now, they're working on developers for this app on the Android. In fact, if you work for Android or you work on Android, you know anything about Android. If you can spell Android, if you can say it 3 times as fast, you can get a job starting to develop this app for Android. They are taking, hires, though. They are hiring people. If you know anything about Android and you're a software engineer, they're looking for people because they're excited as hell about building this out for our fellow peeps. But for right now, you got to grab an iPhone, download this Clubhouse thing. This is where we at. We hang out every day. Accountability partners is what it is. And I want to quickly refresh the room. I want to say hello to Blair, Tara, JD, Fly, Monty, Amber Delia, T, and Deborah Riley. 1,000 Ways to Hustle. I just want to know what that's all about just from the name. And speaking of which, if you all are interested in coming up to the stage, by all means, there is no pressure. I like to have a no pressure environment so that people don't just run the hell out of your room. Sometimes when people come in your room, you start throwing them invites, you see them disappear because you ain't let them just chill and just soak it up in their ears. So I like to have a balanced system. If you like to come to the stage, by all means, you can give a wave. Come up, only goal is to say, hey, stand in accountability and affirmation with you. And if not, you just want to keep hanging out, listening in, by all means, my friends, you can do that as well. And so on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to our good friend, Marcy. Good morning, Marcy.
I'm so excited to finally have power this week so I can get in and stay in. I've been without power and it's been off and on for days.
Wow.
We were just on the call once I got on stage. The power went off again. And I'm like, oh no, where's my portable Wi-Fi? Because I'm done with this.
I'm telling you. I'm like, oh man, okay. We know some people that's trying to work against this operation. I was playing. But yeah, I feel you on that one.
When I had to go outside, the lights were on at 4 o'clock this morning. I said, oh no, I gotta get out of this place. Get my car out of the garage. What happened? It's no
Right.
TV, there's no nothing. I just was ready to go.
Right,
And
right.
finally, I said, well, let me get a candle. I'm gonna light a candle. And I realized I want something to eat. Maybe
Right.
I should make a cake.
Right.
Maybe I might want to smoke or do something. What am I doing?
What am I doing?
I gotta get out of here. It was so bad. Did you say a cake like at 4 o'clock in the morning? You think look, I wanted something everything because I knew I had nothing.
Right.
And I said, well, the stuff is going to go to waste. This is the perfect time to utilize what's in the refrigerator.
Right. I love it.
It just made no sense at all. I can't even bake it. What am I? How can I? Oh my gosh, the oven is not working. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, everything changes. Like everything changes when the power goes out. You're like, okay, what the fuck is the meaning of life right now? What you know?
I was lost. It was terrible. And then I felt like people were going to come and kick in the door because the alarm wasn't set. I said, well, wait a minute. I live in a city most people never even heard of.
What was that the first problem? I tell you, yeah, the lights going out just put you in all kinds of. You be like, oh shit, we gotta hide, whisper. What you women? Why am I whispering in my own house? Like there's nobody else here. Like, what's going on?
It turned into a, do you hear that?
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? My daughter came in the room and I said, oh man, this is crazy. Mind you, she's 22 years old.
Right.
And she says, I need to lay down with you. I said, girl, I was about to come in your room.
Right.
But I was just
Oh, that was comical.
it was no power.
Wow. Yeah, I feel you, Marcy. Like it's a whole different experience. You know, I tell you, that's one way to snap you back into reality. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll look at these dots on the wall and figure out what these trees are talking about. They have been blowing. Like your whole perspective changes. And speaking of which, it makes me think about like primitive times. You know, you think about the times when we didn't have any of this stuff, and we like it's like, wow, you know, it's a completely different times right there. But Marcy, it's good that the power is finally back on and that you are here.
I felt so left out. I said, I have not communicated all week. So fucking Marcy. It was just awful. And wait, mind you, I didn't say I was worried about work because I said, look, I have nothing to get up on able to work.
Right. That was an easy one, right? That was an easy. Right. Right. In fact, right. It will be going dead in 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
It's like a nightmare. Oh my gosh. It was awful. And then I did the best part. I went into my phone and pulled up the contacts from my work and blocked all of them.
For real? Yeah. Oh my God.
You're my damn hero. You're gonna be my Black History back for tomorrow.
Oh my God. I almost spit out all my tea just now. Oh my God. Oh man. Yes, that was that's a story right there. That's a chapter. That's hilarious. That's an episode. Oh my gosh, Marcy. I feel you, Marcy. And that thing was clear. As soon as you got that call from work, you were like, oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, nah. Oh yeah, nah.
Right. Like I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like they had me Monday at an 8:00 meeting, and I said my time.
Right.
My schedule is 8:30.
Right. Reminder. Right.
So when I showed up at 8:30, they were like, "Well, what happened?" I said, "What happened?"
Right. What happened is
you. We had a meeting at 8. I said, "No."
Right. You were right. Y'all had a meeting at 8
for 8:30.
Oh my goodness, Marcy. I tell you.
I have to turn my alarm off so I can get out of here in case it shuts off again. I'm unable to get out of the house.
Marcy, I'm gonna tell you something. If you could bottle up your clarity, if you could bottle up like your, what is not gonna be is, what we ain't gonna do is, I'm telling you, there's a fucking market for that. Because that's how you gotta be. You just gotta make shit clear. That's your next product. That's your next merch. Your next product.
Yeah,
what we not gonna do is in a bottle. Oh man, that is so cool. I tell you, it's one of those things, Marcy. You have to be clear on that level. So how are you now that you got the pop?
Wait. I feel like Meyer should do the theme song for like Marcy's Clarity.
Right.
Clarity, Marcy's Clarity. I feel like there's a connection here.
Right.
We gotta bottle that shit up.
Yo, we gonna bottle that shit up, yo.
And we're gonna be here working with people.
That's it. You already know it. I'm telling you, because that's some clarity for your ass right there. Oh man. Whew. So Marcy, we are glad for the sake of humanity, actually, at this point, that power is back on. Because in a minute, it was, I was gonna turn on the news and like, woman goes down the street and blows up half the neighborhood, all from the power. Oh man. It's so good to hear your voice, Marcy. Like, and for that to be the first thing I heard today from you, oh, you just made my entire day. Like my entire day. Whew. So how you doing, Marcy?
It's been a great week. It's been a great week. I've got very little work done.
Right.
And
the best.
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I feel very energetic. And none of my food is spoiled. My oven is currently on, so I'm probably just going to start dinner now.
Yes, it is.
Just in case, and I'm going to still tell them I have no internet, so
yes,
I'm going to actually really bake my cake.
Yes, yes.
In the oven now. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with some things, and I'm going to keep my wonderful Aaron Hill.
Woo, woo. Okay, thank you for saying that, Marcy, because you just reminded me. I forgot to put up the vid yesterday. I'm putting that shit up today as soon as we get off of this line for everybody here. The Aaron Hill reveal mug, the first one out. I'm holding it up on FB if you're looking at me, and if you're not, I'm at Aaron Hill TV. This mug right here is all black as you see it until you pour in your favorite warm drink of choice, and then the magic happens. And so I've been excited. I've been excited about this mug like how I'm excited about my next damn album coming out. Like it's literally like that. I'm like more excited about this mug than even my albums right now. And so I say that because of the fact that it's experiential. It's literally from my Aaron Hill Sentiments series. And you'll see that. You'll see the link in my IG bio. And these are about bringing you experiences. So people have been grabbing the mug. This is the acceptance mug. Next, you got the serendipity plus intention equals life. Motherfucking mug, let's get it. And in addition to that, Marcy was one of the first people that not only got the mug, but Marcy filmed a video of her revealing the message and the whole experience. And I lost my shit when I saw that because I was so happy. Oh my gosh. Marcy, you still got me, on cloud nine from that. But that's going up today, Marcy. And for everybody here, look out for it because it's going to be my first Instagram post. Number one, the one that's on the first block, first row, first seat, first chair. Look out for it. Yeah, Marcy. Did your husband try to sneak away with it yet, Marcy? Did he?
Well, he said mug has been missing sometime.
What? Wait, hold on. Let me stop this music. Are you what?
He took it. And he took it up to the man cave, which is his private area. And it was up there for 3 days. And I'm almost inclined to believe he may have something to do with the power.
I'm about to say, Marcy. It sounds like an inside job to me. Because first, when your mug gone, then all of a sudden the power go out. I think he tried to make it so that you can't even find the damn mug if you were looking for it. You ain't got the.
Something is really not good.
OMG, the nerve of him to take the revealing. He better get his own damn. He better. You know what?
Wait, and then he says, "But it goes good with his coffee." I said, "What?" No. It goes good with my tea.
Right. Right.
It's mine.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure. My daughter had it, and she put soup in it.
So she okay.
That's
Not
what it's for. I'm gonna need you to stop.
Yeah.
Fine, take your mug. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that you shouldn't have any man's face on a mug here anyway.
Oh God.
Salty.
Oh man, I tell you, this is giving me the greatest joy. Oh my gosh, Marcy, yeah, we're gonna have a talk. In fact, I might. You know what I'm gonna do, Marcy? I'm actually gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a quick 1 minute video to send to your to them. It's gonna be funny, so look out for that.
I will. Listen, they really think that it's for everybody in the house. I said no. Those other ones are.
Right. Better get it together.
Very few things in this house.
Right.
So let me have what I have.
That's it. Yeah, we're gonna get them straight. We're gonna get them mugs too, so that way they can partake. In fact, I'm gonna be making this Serendipity Plus Intention mug this weekend. Everybody is gonna be ready on Monday. And yeah, Marcy, we're gonna get a special order for them, Because if they don't know, they about to find out.
It's fine.
Let me tell you this, Marcy. So the first time I had seen the way I found out about this revealing mug thing, and for everybody again, while we're here, in fact, you can do this. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, hit my IG bio. You're gonna see a video inside my bio. Yes, you can put a video inside your IG bio. And I'll tell you about that in a second. That's tap link. But look at the video that I have in there. It's me revealing this mug. And you'll see it. You'll see me being, acting a fool and revealing the mug. Now, I didn't know about this revealing mug thing until about 4 weeks ago or so. And Sherry actually introduced this to me, this concept, as we were looking at merch and as we were starting to build out some more of my sentiments. And I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this is a thing where you can have a message under it? And I was like, yo, that just took, I was already getting ready to do a mug anyway. I was like, this takes things to a whole new level. Because what this allows me to do is to put my messages, my quotes, my inspirational thoughts for you in a place where I can keep speaking to you every single time this mug reveals itself every single time that you pour warm liquid into it and you see the message. And for me, took it to the moon. So I'm literally dropping mugs like how I drop albums. Like literally, these are my new albums. They're mugs and other sentiments. So definitely look out for that. Marcy, I so appreciate you. And just thank you for just everything. You know, your consciousness, what you bring to the space, and just who you are out here in these streets, period, as a positive, love, and light being. Much love to you, Marcy. Yes. And we're gonna put a generator outside of your house to make sure that this bullshit don't happen no more.
Exactly. But I have portable Wi-Fi, so I've resolved the issue. It's only for the sake of me using my phone and
oh my goodness.
Like my work stuff, because I don't work if I have no internet in the house.
Right.
I can't. I'm not able to work today.
I love it, Marcy. I love it. Oh my goodness. I love your clarity, Marcy. Marcy, as always, it's a pleasure chopping it up with you. And definitely can't wait to do this again. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say good morning one more time to our great friend, Marcy. Good morning, Marcy. Have an amazing day.
Good morning, Marcy. Wonderful day.
Yes.
Good morning, Marcy. Good morning, everybody.
Yes. And everybody, we are here. AP Morning Show. Y'all know how it goes. Hanging out to 10:38 in the morning. Crack it on. Now we on it. Wiping the cold out my eyes. Seeing who's on my Facebook and why. What's up, fam? Want to say hello again to the good fam. Eric, Dennis, bro. It's been a minute, yo. How you doing, man? Drop a line. Let me know how the fam is doing. As well as your new ventures, bro. Like, I've been keeping up, bro. You're doing some amazing things. And especially breaking into some new territory, man. Always a pleasure. Once again, and Maria, and Eunice, D-Love, and Ifa Osun. Thanks so much for hanging out. As well as my friends here on Clubhouse, Ashley, Clarissa, Tara, Monty, T, Deborah Riley, Caesar, Coco, Missy, Marcy Meyer, and what it be, LT, what it be, LT, what's happening? Hey, what it be, LT?
What it be, Ron? How are you?
I am well, and I'll tell you what it be. It is love, and it is truth. That's the first thing I think about when I look at your name. I'm just like, you represent that. You represent that. You know it. You know how it goes.
Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I hope everybody's having a great day. How about that?
Yes.
Anytime I think about LG, I think about violence.
Hey, Caesar.
He said violence.
You don't think about no violence.
Tell people heads off.
Well, I'm not going to
Right. That is yo. Right. Everybody, let's also, I didn't get a chance to tell everybody, let's open up our mics. Everybody say good morning to LT. Yes. And also, one last thing, if anybody like to come up to the stage, by all means, y'all know what it is. No pressure, only opportunity. If you like to come up to the stage, by all means, you can throw up a wave. And if you like to just hang, you know what it is. You can hang out, continue. Yeah, LT, what it be? What's happening?
Hey. What's the beautiful day in Vegas? I'm still here.
So day, wait a minute, this is day 2. Wait a minute, is this day 2 or day 3? What's this, day 3? Going into day 3?
This is day 3.
Okay, look, you know, I just like, you know. Yeah, okay.
This is a new picture of me.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Let's see. Oh, what? Yo, LT, I'm just not even. You know how, like, you know how you think somebody is so fly, it's like you mad at them? You like, you know what? I'm sick of this bullshit. Like, this is some bullshit right here. Yo, LT. Crazy. I'm just speechless. I ain't gonna say nothing else. And you wearing my favorite color. Come on now.
Hi, Coco. I've been meaning to call you, but I've been traveling.
That's all right, baby girl. I love you. I got love for you. We talk soon.
Okay, we talk soon. Okay.
That is such a beautiful dress. I really like the style on you. I mean, I look at it though.
Thank you. So this is day 11.
Day
So
11.
I
Get it.
I don't know what day, but today is day 11. And it's also the day that my grandma got her wings. Last year was and yeah, 1 year today. She said, I'm tired of y'all. I'm going home. I'm gonna leave this place. So that's what she did.
Yeah. Wow, special times.
It feels amazing though. No sad moments.
Right.
You know, she was a great grandma. She was the best grandmother ever.
That's what I was getting ready to say. You know, I can already tell by even the way you said that like, even before you said that, I was just about to say, like, it's an amazing thing when you have a gem of a grandma, of a mima, of a, as my youngest brother calls his grandmother, a graham cracker. It's just amazing when you have that kind of beautiful grandmother and relationship and someone nurturing. I could already feel that in the way you just started speaking about it.
Yeah, you know, the amazing thing is that the divine will make sure that you're in a place where things don't get sad. I think that's the case.
Right.
Because I didn't really have intentions on, I didn't have a plan to come to Vegas at first.
Okay.
But then I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go to Vegas, not realizing that it will fall on the day, you know, of her anniversary. And that's how you really set any kind of traumatic things that happen in your life.
Right.
You got to be like, change that experience and alternate, like infuse it with something totally different.
Right.
Or you will, like, because if I would have been home, I know that I would have been feeling all the emotions of what happened, like when I got the call.
Right.
It happened, you know what I'm saying? But because of the different environment and different place around my cousins and my family right now, that just changes what my body would have normally done because it neurologically knows that it's that time again.
Right.
So I like the way that my interruptions and my resets are happening faster and in different kind of ways.
That's wild that you said that, LT, because I was just about to go there. Again, just appreciating you and just how you think and how you flow. Your ability to know when you need a reset and what kind of reset that you need is so point, yo. It's so on point. And it's on point. And I was thinking about you earlier this week with regard to that too. I was studying something else and it was, you know, dealing with resetting and resting and that kind of thing. And I was just like, it's so cool because for you, it's just so natural, you know, at this point, like the way that you live, you know, you've been through a lot of things, you've seen a lot of things, you've done a lot of things, you've encountered a lot of things. It's just interesting where I see you as a light being, you know, in that way of knowing like how to reset that interoception, you know, which is listening to your body, feeling your body, and that relationship that you have with knowing like, okay, this is the way that I need to move during this time or at this time or in this way. I just so appreciate it. Like I really dig that nature about you.
Oh, thank you, Adrian. You know, when you've been through some things and you know that you don't want to keep experiencing those same things, you find ways to make the adjustments. And so resetting is just simply making adjustments for the greater good or for the betterment of your life. Yeah. And then you have the reset button. Not everybody use their reset button, but they have a reset button. And so that's what I show people.
Damn. Hold up. That's one right there. Okay, you know how you always get me. That's one right there. And I know you've always said this, but this is my first time hearing you say this. Everyone has a reset button. Just not, you know, everybody just doesn't know how to use it. You know, sometimes they don't use it or they don't even know that they have it, you know, to use it. That's so powerful.
Yes.
So I sold my reset button. I got rid of it.
Huh? What season?
He said he sold his reset button.
I said I got rid of my reset button. I sold it. Walmart don't have everything. So I marketed my reset button over Walmart. Y'all can get it. It's in the electronic department.
Right.
Thank you, Caesar, for that. In laughter, I forgot that was one of the buttons that I created, and I forgot to put it out in the market. So that's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
There's a badass button, right? She's a badass button.
Right.
There's 3 different things that comes up when you press it.
Right.
I have had all the intentions on making it for the last 3 years. Like, that was my intention. I kept forgetting. So when I get back home, Caesar, I'm going to have my reset button on the market for people to reset. Thank you, Caesar.
I love that shit.
You're welcome.
I love that.
See, that's what I do. You know, I get, subliminally, I just do stuff that I don't really know that I'm doing.
Well, that's the subliminal message. But you're telling me to get that reset button out there right now.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Because I've been talking about reset since probably like 2016, 2017.
Right.
Early part of 2017 when we wasn't in a reset.
Right.
And so people were like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Now it's practical.
It's really prevalent for now.
That shit is practical now, and it's something that's so usable. LT, I think about what you do day to day here. I think about what you do just day to day in your life. Bay room. What's the Bay room update? What happened yesterday or day before or whenever the last Bay room? What was the vibe?
So the last Bay room was not last night. It was the night before.
Right.
Normally I held that room and she talked about magnetism versus manifestations.
Right.
So she just pretty much did that room. I was here in Vegas. So what I'm learning is that when I'm in moments that are just moments for the moment, that even if I have something going on, there's enough bays inside of my faith that they can do it,
Right.
So I'm setting it up so that for those who don't have their own room yet, who want to talk, to something that is Bay-ish, then they just, I'll moderate, I'll set it up, and then I'll just let it go. So we actually just added Karen to the room, to any of my rooms, where she comes in and she, introduce the room. She also sets the room for me.
What? Wait a minute. Karen Harrison? Karen? Al Karen?
Yeah, Karen Harrison. Oh. That's one of my besties.
Oh, I didn't know that. Just like off this app, you and wait a minute. Are you talking about Karen? I can't remember her name here. Hold on.
Karen.
Oh, Karen Harrison. Okay, so you and Karen are friends before this app.
Yeah, she's my whole girl. I don't want to go to him.
Okay. Wow.
She's also my editor. She's also my marketing person.
I love Karen, and of course, like we've been here all together, but I didn't know that you all knew each other outside of, like, as soon as I heard Karen speak the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, Karen, I love her presentation. I love her personality. I love the way she thinks, the way she flows. Like, she's just such a beautiful person and so intelligent, so bright, so brilliant.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
She was in here earlier, but she'll come back.
Karen is the one that helps me with my dyslexia. So something is not on point. Karen is the one that will either pull it down for me and reword it, or she will help me when it comes to stuff that I'm doing too fast. Right. Like, she helped me to slow down.
That's beautiful.
And write it so that it's seen, and if there's anything that needs to be corrected, so she'll go back and do that. She's been doing that for years now.
I love that. I tell you, I'm still waiting on. I was telling Coco the other day. I'm not sure if you were here at that time. I'm still waiting on and looking forward to that dyslexic eclectics joint. I like one.
I'll get started. I start stuff on this.
Right. You're hot off the press. Right.
Yeah, I do it hot off the press. But
Right.
Because it's a team collaboration.
For sure.
We need to talk about it because I just started the room. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Right.
So.
Yo, I'm just so excited about that because I just know I know that joint is gonna just be popping because there's just, again, niche on top of niche on top of niche on top. Like, it just keeps going down. And when you talk about the concept of dyslexia, and for those that weren't here, several weeks ago, we were chopping it up. Great conversation as always. And the topic of dyslexia came up, and we were talking about so many people who can relate to that, here and just period, who are brilliant people because of it. like literally because of it. And so I came up with this concept, dyslexic eclectics, and just like the LLTC, Love Light Truth Coalition, just you can see the vibe happening. So I'm just excited, you know, for when it unfolds and as we figure that out, because that shit is dope. And so many people can relate and finally be able to say, oh my gosh, so there's nothing wrong with me. In fact, it's everything right with me. I'm brilliant.
Right. So Karen is my girl when it comes to that, but she also inside the room really does the disclaimer of the room and let folks know what the room is about. So she'll go over that stuff and also does a disclaimer. I realize that on Clubhouse we do have to have small disclaimers so that people who are in the room will know that, you know, that everybody's responsible for what they hear.
Right.
We do a check-in at the end to make sure everybody's okay, but you know, we don't represent Clubhouse, we represent ourselves, and every person who speaks is actually a representation of themselves as well. So
100%. Love it, LT. And again, I could not be more excited, you know, to have you by my side in this journey, because I'm telling you, we're creating webs and we're creating trees and branches and these kind of things. And one of the things that they were talking about in the Clubhouse town hall this past weekend was how excited they were about the building out of, you know, utilizing clubs and the depth and breadth of where they're going to go with it, as far as the expansiveness of the features, as well as, you know, club creation. And what they said, the number one thing they said is, they said because they named the three ways that people are currently using clubs. And they talked about how for some people it's as a show, like where the show would be the club, and then the rooms would be like the episodes. The second one was to form communities around a particular interest. And then the third was just for like privacy amongst groups of friends, you know, dealing with a particular topical thing. And then they said also, though, people that are using it for creating a community with webs where you want to network. So as this app goes on, your experience would be more and more curated, where we won't hear the outside noise. We won't hear the things that we're not into, because of how much of your world that you create and those that are around you that are creating those similar worlds. And that's what I see here. We're like creating a solar system right here, you know? And I'm loving how many ideas have come out of this room. I'm loving how many people have gone on to be lifelong friends. I'm loving how people have gone on to do business together and just all kinds of things. And so LT, I just salute you, like real talk. I salute you, because we're doing this thing, and we're only a couple months in now. Can you imagine what's going to happen when we're looking at this a year from now? So yeah, LT, I'm just happy about you as always. That's just what it is. That's what it be. That's what it be.
Yeah, we were talking right here. I lost you in the drive. So.
Oh no doubt. Oh yeah. Thanks for mentioning that, y'all. If you haven't seen it, go to my Facebook page. You'll see a video of me and LT, and we're chopping it up. I'm actually telling her about this next level of how I'm laying out this morning show, and how I'm starting to add new segments in and different things as I continue to expand. And guess what? On Friday, I pressed the green button where 80,000 of my audience will know about this show. I pressed the green button on Friday. And that's why I've been doing so much work here, curating and cultivating with you all and having these conversations and growing and forming this formula. 80,000, the button hits, and that's just the beginning. So yeah. And on that tip, everybody, let's do a quick refresh. Let's say hello to Tasha. We're going to say good morning to Raquel, Tasha, Sanahata, Diamond, Tara, T, Clarissa, C, and JD, my cousin Caesar. And everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to Coco, Lorraine, Vera, Coco, what up? Yo, what up? Yo, Coco.
I'm out here all day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
I mean.
I mean, it's like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the world. It's like gorilla. You know what I'm saying? And it's all that and everything. Like chips on the side. You know
I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? I was just saying it the other day. Like, if you just think about it, you know what I mean? It's just what it is. Even when it ain't what it.
I know, but it could be when it wasn't. It is what it is.
It could not. That's what the fuck it is. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Tasha.
I'm about to head into
Yeah, Tasha.
meet myself as well.
Yeah, Tasha.
I'm actually at a mental health clinic right now, and I'm gonna be called next. So I just wanted to talk about mental health, if that's okay with you guys.
Well, Tasha, I can't switch it to talk about the topic of mental health right now. I apologize.
That's okay. No worries.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry. But definitely, if you're around, definitely come back to you. Chop it up then.
No problem. I think I'll open up my own because I just got diagnosed with psychosis, bipolar disorder.
Okay.
And I would love to have you post that.
Yes.
I think we have sent you messages on Instagram so many times.
Let's do it. Yes, yes. In fact, can you? And if you can, and this is one thing I want to say too. This is a good etiquette tip. One thing that we can do, and Tasha, you know, this is for you, this is for everyone. One thing we can do is, and this is a funny little thing, so don't take it personally. Instead of asking a person, can they send you a message? You actually don't have to say anything and just send the person a message. Just literally be in first instead of asking a person. So.
No, it's my time. I don't have access to the internet sketchy, so I want to be sure.
Okay. So much love, Tasha. And again, if you're around, we'd love to talk to you. But definitely start the room, and we got you. Thanks, Coco, for even affirming that.
Tasha, if I may say, sweetheart, you know, my best friend is in remission with bipolar. She's done some really great things, and I'm going to have her come in and join us on the room. She's a mental health advocate, as well as my friend Nicole Waldron. So we got you.
Gotcha.
Right, and I'm standing with you. I'm holding your hand.
Yes, yes.
And trust me, it's not an easy diagnosis. I've been diagnosed with mental health challenges too. So I'm going to try and send you a message right now.
Okay, thank you. I'm on Cool Street right now. Okay, but yeah, thank you, Erin. Always.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna leave my phone number in there for you. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave my phone number and your message for you. So give me a call.
Okay. You guys have a great day.
Okay, sweetheart.
Take care.
You too.
All right, sweetheart. All right, let's stay in touch, babe.
Okay.
Thank you, Tasha. And thank you, Coco.
That's beautiful.
Yes, yes.
That's beautiful, Coco. I love Aaron. I love when folks come through and trust this room enough to just say, hey, can I get some more support? Can I get some more love? Can I get someone to just help me through this? And you never know. In this room, there's so many beautiful spirits in here with a lot of experience, you know, in certain areas. So just for that moment, opening up the mic was just so that the ones who, like Coco, and those who really understand that language actually can say, hey, sis, we got you.
That's
it.
it.
You know, and we're on it. So I love when that happens.
100%. Coco, see, that's what I'm talking about. You might as well go ahead and just grab the cape. You know, just go ahead and throw the cape in the part of your outfit, superhero.
It's tough when you get a diagnosis, and I could hear
her voice.
So I don't even know. I'm not her Instagram. I'm not sure I sent her message. She said, I mute myself so you guys can still hear me.
Oh, we can hear you now.
You know, you get lost on Instagram, you can't get back, and you try.
Right.
I will definitely connect with her.
No doubt. 100%. How are you feeling today, Coco?
Purpose driven.
Yes, yes.
Tired. I'm going through it this week, you know, my own stuff with my own mental and emotional health and wellness. And, but, you know, I'm out here. And,
right. Even when you're inside.
Yeah, it feels yeah, so it is all good. I'm kind of thrown by what just happened. I go into my coach mode the moment I hear those types of things, so then I have to bring myself back in. And I'm also preparing for a session on self-care.
Yeah.
We'll talk about making
same group that I was working with yesterday. So we're going to be talking about how to make self-care a lifestyle versus just a momentary get your nails done or go to the gym.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's very important. And yeah, we'll see if we can get some more responses. Yesterday's group, they're like, "Hi guys, how are you?" Crickets. So yeah, let's talk about, you know, healthy relationships. Does anybody, you know, want to share something? Crickets.
Oh my God.
Right. So we're gonna ask some questions. How many of you are in a relationship right now? How many of you are not in a relationship right now? How many of you are never going to answer a question? Right. So it's one of those things, right? Where and then at the end of the day, like, that was the best presentation ever. I said, well, it could have helped. It could have been better if you participated because y'all wasn't. Not that I'm disrespecting anybody.
Oh no, not at all. It's just all fun.
It's interesting now that I've been on Clubhouse,
right?
And I just hear so much life in these Clubhouse streets with y'all Americans. You just have a way of communicating that it's more my style, and so now I'm seeing the contrast of of the energy and the love and the joke and the response and the haze. Even your mic claps are louder than
That's saying some shit right there. That's saying some shit
so
right there.
Interesting. Where, you know, where Canadians are more polite and just they're not going to say anything and we're just going to be nice and we're just, oh yes, you know, polite. And then, you know, I come on your Clubhouse like, what's that Clubhouse?
Right.
I'm like, oh man.
Fearless.
I feel like this song, this is my theme song for my life. One of these things is not like the other. These things just doesn't belong.
Right.
Yeah. So I totally I found my home. I know before it was just a theory. I belong in America. Every time I go there, I feel great. Now I know, I am American. It, you know, just vanished in Canada after the War of Independence.
Right. Oh man. Look, I'm telling you, this is, this is what makes me excited because it's true, you know. I'm in America, but on this app, I experienced some of the deepest connection with people, you know, ever. Like the brother Kim Briscoe said the other day, he was just like, man, I don't know anybody that I talk to every day. He's like, this is so special. So yeah, I feel you, Coco. It's life changing,
yeah,
you know.
And in case you didn't know, Ken is a hottie. I saw him on Facebook. I was like, why didn't know Ken was?
Oh wait a minute! I didn't know Ken was in the room. I didn't know Ken was there. Hey, Ken! Hey!
I have a question for you, American people. Is everybody hot there? Is there a factory somewhere in America that just says, I'm going to put you hot on you?
The answer.
Right.
Get off my phone. Get off my phone. Oh my God. Yo. Oh my God. Oh man, I tell you, we had so many good laughs here. So many good laughs. OMG. Ken, I was looking at your picture, bro. I was like, is Ken's picture starting to turn red? Is it blushing? Is the light behind him starting to
see a dark-skinned person blush?
Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, definitely much love to not only Coco, but also Tasha. In fact, I'm going to reach out to her after this to check in or whatever. And definitely, you know, like you said, LT, you know, it's really good because this is what I created this space to be safe. safe space. And so for everyone, no matter what the direction is, you know, everybody feels safe here, whether it's we laugh together, we cry together, we go through life together. That's what this is. It will always be that. And so on that tip, I want to do a quick refresh again. I want to say hello to Sherry, Sanahara, Amachandra, Diamond, Tara, T. If you all would like to come to the stage, by all means, we're hanging out to 10:30. About to, in fact, in a few minutes, turn their hand raising off so that we can continue and just dive in conversation and make sure that every single person that desires to be said good morning to and when we do a check-in can be a part of that journey and experience. And also, again, to my FB Live, hey, Eric Dennis. Yeah, Caesar says, Eric Dennis, wow, that's my guy. Love you, bro. Eric says, bro, what up, fam? We have to catch up. Yeah, y'all definitely got to catch up. This is the musical fam right here. This is the musical fam. And so we keep this thing going. And so everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to JD. Good morning, JD.
Good morning, JD.
Good morning, guys. How are you? Morning, little bro.
Morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Miss Georgia.
Yes. How you doing this morning, JD?
I am doing well. I think I'm on your Monday. I said I was feeling too well physically. But mentally, I was in a great space. Physically, now I'm feeling better.
You feeling better?
Yay! Yeah.
I'm snapping it up. I'm giving you the snaps like in the background.
Yeah. So I am in a better space now, which is great. It's always great.
And I'll tell you, JD, real quick, like, not that we're gonna hang on this long, but it's wild because it's like you're in these times now where something as simple as like your throat hurting, you're like, oh shit. Like, you know, like my tongue, like I bit my tongue at some point, and I forgotten my tongue was hurting. I was like, is this? And I was like, yo, this is the only time we ever had to think about that shit. But anyway, I'm glad to know that you're right. I'm glad to know that you're feeling better for sure. You definitely sound like you're feeling better, and you always in high spirits, but you know I can hear that smile a little bit brighter today, and just so glad to hear. Yes. How you?
Thank you.
Yeah. What else is going on in the world of JD?
I didn't forget that Sunday was Valentine's Day, but I don't have any plans. I didn't give my boyfriend anything.
Right.
I printed out pictures and I got cards from my parents. I was going to send it, and I'm just like, it is already Thursday. They're not going to get this.
Right.
Especially with the mail and also the weather. It's snowing in Virginia. I'm just like, they're not going to get this. I'm still going to send it out today. But I'm just like, I don't have anything planned for Sunday. We talked about not doing anything because I truly did not want to do anything.
Right.
But he's gonna come over, but I'm just like, yeah, that's about it. I think more so I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I really don't want to do anything. She's like, I mean, maybe you just want to spend that like quality time with him, and like you guys just sit there and actually watch the movie and just spend time with each other, like outside of I'm coming over, but I also have to finish these 2 projects before bed, or I'm coming over, but I gotta edit the podcast. I won't be doing anything. It's just that kind of time. I guess I'm just like, sure.
Right.
I do have some cards. They're from, I think the brand is called Skin Deep, but they're like 199 questions, and they're about different topics. So I got the one around dating, in a relationship, and then like the amusing ones to just like mix it up. So I can play the amusing ones with my friends and the dating and the like long-term couple ones with my boyfriend. So I was like, okay, this can be cool. We can do that. And I think that's like one of the things that's been on my mind all week. Like, hey, Valentine's Day is Sunday. Like, when did I do something wrong? I know it's Sunday.
Right.
And the realization hit yesterday. My friend, she was over here doing my hair, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to DC. She's going to see her boyfriend. I'm like, hey, we really don't have any plans. It really hit me. So
You know, that hits me too, because I think about, like, that happens to me every year with every holiday. Like, I'm just like always. I'm a person where I celebrate every day, you know, and so I do appreciate special holidays too. But I'm so wrapped up in every day being a holiday that I quickly forget. Like, oh yeah, that's right.
Like I get so wrapped up in because my boyfriend just dropped the 25th episode of this podcast. It's such a big deal, and
Nice.
I'm like, oh my god, we gotta celebrate. Like it's just
Congrats.
like that. Like you broke the 10. Like when you broke like 10 episodes, I'm like, great, you're the double digits. Like I got a little car. Like nothing like too fancy, but like it's still a celebration.
Oh, that's huge. That's called stick-to-itiveness. That's called stick-to-itiveness. That's called get her done. That's called everything. Please tell him, like, I mean this. Please tell him I said personally congratulations, because
I will.
Yes.
I will. I know. It seems like just the other day, get 2 episodes out. It's like, okay, so where's the rest? Like, I'm waiting. But yeah,
I love it.
Like just like you, I celebrate everything every day.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to like, oh well, God, I think we gotta celebrate our relationship. Why? We did that yesterday.
So look, this makes me think about something, right? As I'm listening to you talk, and as you were talking about, like, you know, thinking about these things and how they were significant to you and what was and what wasn't and why, I started thinking about something, and I pulled it up, and it's probably going to be a topic of discussion as we go from here to 10:30. So you mentioned about spending time, and I was like, I wonder what JD's love languages are. And for everybody that may or may not be familiar with it, the 5 love languages. So words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. And I'm always curious for people, what are their top, what's their top love language, or their top 1 or 2? So that's going to be a question today too, as you're pondering or as you're kind of hanging around. And I was wondering, JD, do you know what your love languages are as far as the order or what your top one is?
I do. So my top 3, and they go back and forth,
Yeah.
Are quality time, words of affirmation, and acts of service.
Quality time, words of affirmation, and then acts of service. Okay. And you said they go back and forth, like they switch up sometimes?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll take the quiz. I've taken it 3 times. So I think the first time I got acts of service as my number 1, and then quality time is number 2. The second time, I think quality time is number 1. Words of affirmation number 2, and acts of service number 3. So they've like bounced like in that realm of like those are always the top 3. I've never gotten physical touch as one of my top 3 or as one of my top 50. So they've bounced around.
Now let me ask you another question. So they bounce around when it comes to you taking the test. But if there was no such thing as a test and there was just how JD feels, what resonates with you that you actually just feel is like your top, now that you know the difference between the couple?
I think what resonates with me as like my top love language would definitely be quality time.
Yeah.
Because I do so much.
Right.
Even in doing a lot of things, I still want you to take the time out, and I want to take the time out to spend that time with, just people. And because love languages aren't only for romantic relationships, they're for platonic relationships as well.
Yeah.
So just taking the time out to spend, whatever quality time means in that moment with that person, with another person. So my friend that came over to do my hair, she's one of my really good friends. And, we spend that quality time, yes, doing hair, but we also talk before and after. We watched the movie while she was doing my hair.
Right.
And for both of us, we've both been busy.
Right.
She's got a job. So it's just, that's that quality time. And I think with my boyfriend, it's the same thing. Like, he understands, like, what I'm doing, and I understand what he's doing, where he wants to go in life. So when we are together, it's like, okay, we're together, you come over, we have dinner. Like, we'll not do anything, like, have dinner and watch a movie or watch something and talk, but then we have to work. So it's just having people in my presence. I like that as quality time. I think that is quality time. Just you being in my presence while I'm doing something. I've recently been leaning a lot to physical touch, but I think it's because it's his love language, and I've been trying to, take from the mistakes I've made in the past and make sure that I'm giving people their love languages as well. So I hope that thing isn't too bad.
Yeah. So I'm loving what you're saying, and I'm loving, especially now, like I'm loving that this flower is about to open up for these next 20 minutes for us to all chop it up about this. What I dig about what you're saying is, first of all, I could tell that quality time is your love language, not only by what you and when. Okay, let me go back a second, because when I think about love languages, I don't think about anything that deals with relationships. I think first about, as a person, what resonates with a person the most, right? So whether it's like you said, just spending time, period, just quality time, and that's just cherished, whether it's spending time with others or whether it's spending time doing activities, just like a quality. And then, of course, but mostly related to people, of all kinds of relationships, just relating. How does a person like to be related to or likes to relate? And so quality time makes sense to me if for no other reason, the way you appreciate hanging here with the family, right? And just the time that we spend together, and everybody that stays there. I've been telling people, I'm like, there are people that hang with me on Clubhouse for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, up to 5.5 hours. And people are like, what? Because on other platforms, that makes no sense. Like, what? Who the hell hangs with you for a 3-hour live stream? It's like, yeah, it's a different thing. We're actually in communication. But I'm saying that to say that everybody here to some degree has that. And I can see why that's your top, because of what you are here and how you appreciate this space, and just how you talk about how you spend time, with your boyfriend, and just what it means, So that's cool as hell. I'm curious. I'm actually gonna put it up on Instagram for everybody to kind of answer. What is your love language? In fact, in these next 5 minutes, you can look out for that. I'm gonna make a quick graphic and upload it as my first Instagram post. But that's cool. And I like learning this because JD, I just learned more about you by learning that, so that I know how to be supportive of that, and that's what I listen to with everyone, so that I can be supportive to their love language. So, and mine is the easiest for Phil, because if you like spending quality time with me, it's just I'm rambling like shit. So you will have time. I will talk and talk and talk. But as always, JD, it's such a pleasure. And yeah, like I hope you have a great day today. And yeah, this has been fun chopping it up with you.
Thank you. And you be safe up there. I know it's snowing and it's supposed to snow all weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll definitely do that. I'll be safe. I'll probably be out there playing in it, because last week I missed the snowstorm. I had no complaints, but I missed it because I went to Florida. So I was like, oh, enjoying some nice days. But I like to go out and maybe throw a snowball at my kids.
I miss the snow. I didn't think I was ever going to say that, but I do miss having snow.
We got enough here for you. As always, JD, it's a pleasure and good talking to you. Have a great day today.
Thank you.
Yes. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and wish JD a great day today, on purpose, in any way you like to affirm. Yes.
Have a great day, JD.
Have a great day, JD.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day as well.
Have a great day, Miss Georgia.
Yes. Gonna keep this thing going. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say huge good morning to our good friend Clarissa. Good morning, Clarissa. Good to see you.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Clarissa. How are you today?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Oh. If it's your birthday, make some noise. If it's your birthday, make some noise. So in the future, for those of y'all that's watching me on FB Live, in the future, right here next to me, where you see this printer and this picture of yours truly, right here, under here is my beat machine. And I'm about to start pulling it out for the morning show. So I'm going to have all kinds of sound effects, all kinds of beats, everything. We're going to have fun. But I'll have my horn soon, so I'll be better next birthday, Clarissa. I'll be better next birthday. Oh man, happy birthday to you!
Thank you.
Wow, that is what's up. That's what's up. I can, imagine today's going to be a good day already, celebrating the born day. So even if you don't do much, you're just celebrating it in your heart.
Yeah, I close my daycare for the day. Take a holiday.
Nice. That's right. That's right. Speaking of holidays, did y'all know that besides, was it Washington? I think George Washington, Martin Luther King is the only other person that has a holiday around his birthday. Like his birthday is considered a holiday. I didn't know that. Fun fact. So third is going to be Clarissa because I'm putting in the vote now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's at least going to be National Closure Daycare for the day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll call it a K day or a K care. That's what we call it. So,
right.
We'll work on the name.
No doubt. Clarissa, what's going on in your world? Okay, so you heard the question, right? So it'd be like, what is your top love language? Now, if you know that, I'm definitely curious. If not, by all means, it's all good.
So I actually don't have a top one.
Right.
I expect and I give all of them equally.
Yeah.
Because we all need all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my husband to ever think that because I'm a writer and he's a writer also that it's enough to give me words.
Mm-hmm.
Words are good and they are filling, but I also need time.
Mm-hmm.
And time spent together when we just sit on the couch is cool,
mm-hmm.
but also sometimes I really need you to sit close to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to ask for it.
Right.
Sometimes you need it more than other days, but right. I don't want to have to ask, but it's a part of our routine to give and receive all the love languages.
Right.
I'm different in my platonic relationships. Physical touch is not one of my ways to love.
Gotcha.
My platonic friends.
Right.
But everything else, I'm a servant leader at heart, so acts of service comes naturally. But again, I'm also a writer, so I'm always saying things to fill people's emotional buckets.
Right.
But that only comes, doing that well only comes from spending quality time with people, understanding what they need to hear. Right. And what's the other one? Acts of service.
Yeah, words of affirmation, acts of service. You got physical touch, you got quality time, and you got receiving gifts.
Oh, and gifts. So on my birthday specifically, it's the only time that I really am big on receiving gifts.
Right.
From my husband, again, I have different expectations. He knows, on a random day, bring me a card, bring a piece of chocolate, something little. But
right.
As far as gifts like that, I'm material things are not my thing.
Yeah. Right. I'm the same way.
But I'm articulate enough to understand that some people won't know that I don't love them if I love them if
you don't give them. Yeah. That's the beauty at Clarissa. That's one of the things that's my favorite about learning and talking about this subject is it's kind of like what we were talking about the other day with conversation styles and communication styles. The love languages thing, as you get into it, it allows you to further understand the people that you're in relationship with so that you can be supportive and do things for them that make them feel good, that speaks to them as opposed to not knowing or either not caring or just coming from the perspective of what speaks to you. It allows you to be way more expansive in your friendship and your relating as a human being in your platonic relationships and in your more intimate relationships.
Yeah, and I'm also experienced that it opens the door for more forgiveness.
Right.
Because there are times where people are not experiencing love in the ways that they need to experience it.
Right.
But it also has a lot to do with the fact that they don't understand the way that their partner is speaking.
Right.
So maybe your love language is words of affirmation, but your partner keeps just doing stuff around the house, and you are walking around feeling unloved because you need words. But
right.
you also have to acknowledge that they're speaking their language. So there's a conversation that can be had to say, I see you are loving me this way.
Right.
I appreciate that, but I also need this. But if we don't understand that that's what we're communicating, when they're doing the favors, then you won't even see that there's love being given at any point.
Clarissa, let me tell you, That's a gem right there. And I could not have said it better myself. I could not. That's literally what it is. And again, that's why I love it, because it allows you to be more aware of not just yourself and your needs, but needs of others, and to be able to acknowledge that and to find that happy medium to where you can acknowledge it, and communicate. This is what works for me too. And you're so right. And you mentioned forgiveness at the top of that. And you're right, because then when we miss the mark, we can know that each other's intentions were in the right place, and we can honor that. And that's that's the breeding grounds for empathy and for forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Shoot, Clarissa, I love that. You just dropped such a gem. If y'all think she dropped a gem, like, I know I don't usually say this, but clap it up, like, on the stage, like, just so I can make sure I ain't by my damn self. Yes. Larissa,
You know what I love?
yeah.
I love the simplicity of how she brings things out.
Right.
Like when she's talking, it's just like, oh, that's simple, kind of a thing. Like, yeah, we just, every time I talk to her or hear her speak,
Right.
I always feel like I get the simplest way to for it to be expressed. Thank you, Clarissa.
Yes.
That's the benefits of being a toddler teacher when it expands.
Right.
I have a lot of practice bringing the concepts down so that they can understand big concepts with small words.
Right. Oh,
Yes.
man. And when you think about the fact that, like, as adults, like, even like you pointed that out, LT, it's like the best way to really have access to something is for it not to feel or sound overcomplicated, then you can make sure that everybody is able to understand and has access to that understanding. Clarissa, I thank you so much for dropping that gem. And as always, just thank you for your consciousness, your presence, your vibe, and happy birthday to you. Oh my goodness. I'm celebrating.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. And one more time, let's wish Clarissa a happy birthday today, on her special day today.
Happy birthday! Happy New Year! Have a great day.
Thank y'all. And also my friend, Gabby got it. We dropped our second book this week too.
Woo-hoo! Congratulations. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Yes. One of the things that I love about this space and what Clarissa just said, and it was so affirming to me. And LT, you just even put the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top. LT, like, this is a place where all of the love languages, you get to be fed all of them. Because like Clarissa said, having that balance, what I realize is, for me, being an empath, being a person that seeks to connect with people, who's addicted to giving compliments, helping people to succeed and making them feel good and standing in accountability. My deal, that she even made me just realize even more from a default, is being able to understand the love languages of people in order to support them in that way. And so you definitely get quality time here. You definitely get words of affirmation here. You don't get physical touch, but you feel touched. You feel like you were touched by the things that we say to each other and by how much we care about each other. You get acts of service because you have stuff like what just happened on here a few minutes ago, where Coco's like, I gotta go. Boom. And I know why she had to go. And she made the perfect exit. She told us, y'all get off my damn phone. And she got off the phone. But it's because of the fact, like I said, even when I first started, I was like, you might as well get your superhero cape. Because I know she was in that mode of wanting to go and help and provide acts of service in any way, how. And in this case, because of the serendipity and the intention, it just so happened to be, and this is really big for Coco because she hasn't had this, it just so happened to be that the person who she was already getting ready to get off the phone with and just help is also in the same neighborhood that she's in. And that's after she's here and rambles for about 5 minutes, but at least about how amazing we are as Americans and how much she appreciates us. That's why this space is so amazing. That's why I believe in what I believe in, and why even down to receiving gifts or acts of service or touch or quality time or word of affirmation. That's what you get here. It's the 5 language love room, bitches. The 5 love language room. LT, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I can see it unfolding in the conversation. So it's a thing to watch.
It's built on it. You know, that's my thing. It's like, it's literally the soil. The soil is that, and that's why everybody here feels safe. So with that, quick refresh again. Thank you, Sherry, Diamond, T, for hanging out. And let's open up our microphones and let's say good morning to your brother, Ken Briscoe. Thanks for being patient, yo. Good morning, man.
I just want to shout out Carisha. Happy birthday. My birthday's the same month, so
yeah.
Good company, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you wanted me to get off that hottie,
That was the perfect.
I know.
Hey, look, ALT, that's that serendipity and intention. It was like he intended on saying that anyway, but like the serendipity of the fact that you said that right, he was like, boom, perfect time, and I can get out of it, and it won't be. Oh man, yo, Ken, what up, bro?
What's good, man? How's the morning treating you, brother?
Man, the morning is treating me lovely, bro. And again, it's always, man, because I get a chance to be with the fam. I told somebody yesterday, I was like, because of how I do and how I am when it is to connecting with people, I literally forget while we're in this experience that we're like not actually with each other. Like, I know you all are doing different things, you know, you're on your drive, you know, you're at work, all these kind of things. But for me, because it's totally just, I'm in this space, I feel connected in the same way that I would when I'm in person with people, you know, of course, minus a few things, but unlike, and, you know, with what we do every day, bro, unlike any other platform, any other environment, not even live stream can fuck with this.
No, the interactivity is crazy.
Shit. So I feel great, bro. Another great morning, man.
Listen, man, I'm glad to hear so much positive energy in the room.
Yeah.
I appreciate this Thursday. It feels like a damn Friday.
Right. Well, this will be the week we got 2 Friday. This will be Friday today, and Friday part 2 is tomorrow, bro.
That's good. Yeah, man, everything is good, man. I'm just getting a lot done. This week was productive. Yesterday we produced a commercial, actually part 1 of a commercial, part of education.
Right.
This was the first time I literally wrote, direct, scripted, and storyboarded an entire commercial. And
wow.
I was really excited about how it's coming to pass. We got a strong video team.
Oh.
It was good. And it's super intentional because this one's about recruiting educators of color to the state. So, you know, I got to get black on that.
Right. Blackly black, right.
Yeah. It's good, man. I'm just excited because we get a chance to put together something for the state, and it's not a traditional government commercial. There's edge, there's swag, there's flair.
Oh my gosh.
Real educators, real quotes, and everything like focus groups to educators. Really had some long conversations to figure out who they are, different descriptions to each one of those people. So it's gonna be a good look. I'll be definitely happy to share it with you once we're done. Bro,
first of all, fist bumps, bro. Fist bumps on top of fist bumps and all kinds of stuff. I'm excited about that, bro. For a multitude of reasons. I mean, of course, because it's another step in the Ken Briscoe legacy. And then the other thing about that is like, with what you and I deal with every day with creative brand strategy, you just said the magic words, bro. And we already know it's like, the magic words is that, man, this got swag in it. This has all of the human shit that you can relate to. And when you combine that with professionalism and polish and, you know, actual just good ideas and strategy, you got a winning formula, bro. So I'm excited about that from Jump Street.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely one of those people that's excited about anything that pushes culture. And, you know, culture doesn't always necessarily have to do with color, right? So understanding the ability to, but this one does specifically, being able to push culture and overlay culture when it comes to government and legislation.
Right.
And all these institutions that traditionally don't do it in an authentic way. I'm just excited about it.
angle is definitely designed that the camera moves in and out and emotion is captured. Like, I'm really excited to drop it. Like, I just can't wait to get into, you got a board meeting to present just a portion of it, because you're doing a whole brand strategy for them. Right. I just this is one of the commercials and one of the things you just want to drop and stand back and be like, right. That's what I'm excited about with it. Even just this first glimpse of hearing it, because, you know, with connecting with you and business and marketing strategy and creativity, I'm like, oh yeah, this is that one it's that one that you plant and you walk like 20 feet away and you lean up on the side of the building and just cross your legs and you just watch their reaction. You just watch the reaction. You just watch the fireworks fly. You watch the people cry. You watch the bro. I'm excited. I'm celebrating already. Now I got one more thing for you, bro. And this is, you know, we did a real good job getting away from, you know, LT and the hottie, you know, the hottie thing. But damn, the question I'm about to ask you, we got to go back to hottie world, bro. So, you know, I apologize in advance. Bro, do you know what your top love language is in that flow of the 5? Yeah. It took me a minute to figure it out. Yeah. Because sometimes I think what I thought I wanted and what I really wanted were 2 different things. Right. So, you know, you think as a man, and I don't know if most men can relate to this, but you know, you tend to think physical touch is really high priority. Right. But then after, you know, going through the quiz and learning more about it, I realized that for me it's quality time. Right. Quality time is really, really important to me. But when quality time isn't there, I always try to substitute the quality time with physical touch. Right. Just because you think that that's going to be what I thought it would be an equivalent substitute. Right. But it really isn't. Right. It's for me, so it's really quality time. I don't require much on gifts and service. Like, you know, it's really too much for me. I don't even want you to do that, because I'm kind of specific about how I want things done. Right. So I'm okay with doing it for myself. I can tell you specific about how you said that. Like, you were like, yeah, because I'm kind of specific about how I want things done. Like, right. The older you get, you be like, yo, I only cook my eggs for 62 Right. Like, was this 61? Have you lost your mind? Man. I serve a lot. Like, I'm really about helping and serving people. Right. So for me, being served is something that I'm just not only not used to, because I'm doing it for others. Right. But I don't put a lot of weight on what you do for me. I'm always looking about how I can help others. So that's why gifts and things. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want no socks and underwear for Christmas. Bruh, if I had $1 for every time, that's it. And I appreciate it. My deal is this: I'm getting ready to set up a Facebook group just for people who want to buy me gifts to check in with each other, to just make sure nobody's buying with the socks and underwear. At least each time it could be a meeting beforehand, bro. Actually, now that you said that, I think I'm gonna create one of those public wish lists on Amazon. Right. You know what I mean? Like bridal registry. Right. These are all the things that I like. You can just pick. It's just a running list that I keep building stuff on. Right. And then you got to do the old school marketing technique where you put like underwear and socks on there, but then you cross it out with like every red line you can find and every month. Oh man, bro. Oh man, it's always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure chopping it up with you, man. Yeah, building one day at a time, man. And yeah, thanks for sharing that always, man. Thanks for being you. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's affirm Ken on an amazing day today on purpose. Oh man, that was great. That was great right there.
Have an amazing day, Ken. Have an amazing day. Ken, and let people serve you. Servants need us to be served as well. You deserve it.
That's it. Just don't serve me no damn underwear and socks. Is all I'm saying. Oh man, good times, peace. Good times. Oh man, And as we keep this thing going, everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say a huge good morning to Sanahara, Ama, Chandra. Hey, 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 hey.
Happy new moon. Happy Aquarius new moon.
Uh-oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Great time.
Are we still in the age of Aquarius? Is this the age of Aquarius?
We're there almost. Right?
Okay.
Like, and it really is talking about to make it real easy. We got one last gangster planet who is wrecking everything on the way out, like smashing everything down.
Okay.
Until like 2024. When it finally crosses into Aquarius, and then we can be like, we can all party. But most of the big ones are there. So the big heavy hitting planets are there. Mm-hmm. But we're waiting on Pluto gangster. And so when Pluto finishes like barreling everything down, destroying all the paradigms and beliefs and thoughts of what it was to what it is, then we can all go and have party. Now that we've done all of that.
So Pluto is that? Yeah. Yeah. I was just about to say that. So basically what you just informed me is Pluto is like, okay, all right, so yeah, y'all go in out front, yeah. But here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I gotta take care of.
Yep. Like knocking down all these societal structures. That's why all these kids born. Like they were born. Everyone right now, everything is getting shifted. And those people who were already shifted earlier, we coasted. Like you were already on the shift, if you were already moving and like, okay, you were already allowing yourself to be transformed. There's those people who didn't want to be transformed, who like what it was.
The structure, the ones upholding the structure, the ones that it's the way it has been, it's the way it was, the way it always should be. And yeah, you know what I find interesting about it is like, this is something that Bloom and I used to talk about a lot. It's like you have the structure upholders, and then you have we can call them by different names. You have the innovators, you have those that are about change and mutability and flow and all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting because I was just talking about this earlier in a different format, even here. It's like the yin and the yang. When we discover something or when something happens where it is the shit or it is the truth or it is it makes sense, even if it's just in that time period, once we get to that place, we got there because of the evolved thinkers. We got there because of those pushing through to the next to say, I know we've done this like this forever, but we know some new shit now, and we see some new shit now, and or we feel some new shit. Some new shit's been revealed to us. And then they push forward. Eventually, the change happens. And then at that point, they actually need the structure upholders to hold that in place.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then it's interesting because then you get to a point where that's needed, but then the structure upholders become the ones that are preventing from the innovation, or not indefinitely, but like could be, or in various forms and expressions. And then you have the innovators to push through those structure upholders, and then the cycle continues. And it's so interesting as far as the yin and yang. One other thing I want to add to that is like, Amma, have you ever seen, or anybody here, have you ever heard of the Lemmings game? It's called Lemmings, Lemmings. And it used to be this game that was, I don't know, I think I used to play it on Nintendo. It was just these little teeny people, and all they were doing was going through some world where they were trying to get from one side to the next. They were just going across like regular terrain, but that terrain had different obstacles. It had things that was blocking them. It had walls. It had like holes and just everything. So these people, your goal is to get them from the beginning to the end, almost like Mario Brothers, but this was based on a strategy of how to get them from the beginning to the end. And the lemmings were just a village of people, and all of them had different jobs. So some were just the diggers, some were the ones that showed direction, some were the climbers, some had like dynamite that just blow up certain things. And everybody's job was important in order to move forward. Now, if you just looked at one characteristic, if the whole lemmings were just people who were like crossing guards and held up their hands and tell people where to go, well, nobody would be going anywhere. They would just be the directors. If you had the ones that were about digging down in the earth, digging a hole, if everybody was like them, then nobody would be going from digging to, nobody would be climbing the walls. It'd just be all diggers. And so forth and so on. You get my point. But I say that just to say it always brings that up to mind when I think about this, because it makes me appreciate and respect everybody's place in this whole thing, this whole flow, this whole organic movement.
My teacher, one of my teachers, this elder Apollo, he talked about the fact that if we were more observant of the babies being born in communities, or people being born into communities, we can realize that everyone is just simply coming to bring us their kids.
Right.
Something need,
right.
They're coming to bring it. But those fixed people, like that's what's getting destroyed. This whole idea, these fixed folk, they like what they like, and they will fight to keep it that way.
Right.
So they
right.
Control the children, and I'm so grateful for. That's why I made sure I now have a couple of 20-something mentors. Like I like to stay close to some of my younger folks, my 30, my 20-somethings, who are getting closer and closer to me. Or I'm getting closer and closer to them.
Right.
So I can stay on the edge. What's coming through? What's this? What's this? Like, let me know.
Right.
I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah. That balance, and that's what I like about what you're saying. Ultimately, it's like you realize that having the balance within yourself of both that structure upholder and that mutable flowing part of you is like, it's so important. So that way you can be able to bend and shift in the way that you need to. When you need to, at times, hold the ground, hold the fort, cool. Other times when you need to shine the light forward and leave the past behind, cool. It's like, it gives you that balance. And I'm that same way like you, even just as a parent. I'm like, I try to stay on the side of like, okay, here are the things that for me are tried and true. And this is how I know life. This is how I've learned life. And also, I'm sitting here with my 13-year-old daughter, sitting here with my 8-year-old daughter, sitting here, with my 21-year-old son, sitting here. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening to flow and say, okay, what do they know that I don't know? Because I'm not plugged in the same way. Like, it's a different world that they live in, and some shit that I don't know. The man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Like,
yeah, I love it. Oh, and one thing you said, I was trying to find it when I was listening to you. Master Cole spoke of exactly what you're talking about. One of his chronic killer meditation people. He spoke specifically about those three types of people: those who hold it,
right,
those people who lead it, and then those people who are kind of in the middle. Like, the people who are turtle, like they not coming, like they gonna stay there. They'll stay until they die.
Yeah.
And the people who are always ready to go, and then everyone else being in the middle. And he says that each one of those groups are how we, that's how we create and change society. It's a constant reversion, a constant shifting.
Right.
So you're right on it with that. I wish I could tell you those. I'm gonna find it. I'll let you know another one. But
that's beautiful.
Right on it.
That is beautiful. It really resonates with me deeply. So the other thing, of course, is, the topic of convo today. I'm so excited to hear love languages. What is your top love language?
My top love language is acts of service. I'm kind of in that place where Commisha was. I am a servant. I'm a servant leader. Like, I will serve. It's like I'm taking care of everybody. So
right.
I need somebody who's like, yo, baby, did you eat? Here's your water.
Right.
Did you drink your water? Like, my water bottle is filled, and I'm gonna be looking at you with tears in my eyes.
Right.
And I'm like, do it myself, but because it depends on how I get revved up, I might be in that space where I'm going. So
Right.
has become very important. I think COVID has brought that to me. Like, you know, like
Right.
I just need to be with my people. I want to have their time, but you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting what you say about that with the quality time, because I think about the difference between being inside or being like away from people because you just choose to and being forced to, and like how different it feels. You know, you're a person who I've always known to be someone who quality time with other people is like so meaningful and so deep, especially your people. And so when you add like normal things in life, like that people have their own lives and you have your life, you just miss each other. You haven't, you driving past each other, or you haven't seen each other, or you just haven't had that time, or you choose not to go to this event, or choose not to do this, or other people choose not to, and so you miss each other. That's one level of like feeling it. But then when you add on top of that, you can't, like you're it's mandatory, or you're told that you can't, or you're advised not to strongly. And then it just yeah. What'd you say?
I want to throw shit. Like I want to I found myself like realizing like what's wrong with me. I was like, oh, I miss my people.
Miss my people. Yeah. 100. So that makes sense. But the acts of service, that makes a lot of sense to me. Do you feel like, is that something that you have always known about yourself? Well, I guess I frame the question this way. Like, when did you learn about love languages? Like, when did that become a real thing to you? And was it at that time that you learned like acts of service, like is what it is for me, or was this like something that you had already known about yourself even pre-learning?
I don't know that. I think I learned about love languages in my last long-term relationship.
Right.
So I learned about them then, and I realized like there's a test like that came up, like
right.
acts of service, quality time and kiss. I think that's my Leo. My Leo
right.
showed up.
Right.
But I think what I did know about myself was the thing that knowing that helped me to restore my boundaries. That way I didn't deplete myself, because it wasn't nobody that I had to become my own giver of acts of service.
Right.
But I didn't know that about me before. I didn't really know. I think I always saw other people having things done for them, and like, that's so nice.
Right.
But I never really put it to a need for me, even though I did have a yearning.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. This topic of love languages is so fascinating to me. I'm gonna do. In fact, if you're on Facebook with us or YouTube, drop that in the comments as well. You see the question right there. What is your top love language? Is it words of affirmation? Is it acts of service? Is it quality time? Is it physical touch? Is it receiving gifts? And actually, I'm going to be looking to do like a whole room on this one day, and definitely wanting to co-moderate with some of you beautiful people where that's just the only topic. And because I feel like when you see that in the hallway, like, oh man, because there are people that really, really cherish and appreciate this topic deeply. And so I love learning this. Thank you so much for sharing that. And
well, can I give one quick announcement?
Yes.
On Saturday evening, I'm a part of a production on Clubhouse in the OG room for Black History Month. So real family friendly. It's gonna go from 6 to 9. They curated a really dope experience. You had a rehearsal, which was great last night. So if anyone, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do the math.
Right.
But that's on Saturday, and I'm putting up the flyer like daily on my IG. So that's it. Thank you.
That's perfect. Love it. Everybody, let's open up our microphones, and one more time, let's affirm Ama Sanahara Ama Chandra on an amazing day today. Yes. How about absolutely amazing day. On purpose. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. This is the best morning show. And for reasons that you already know, I'm biased as hell. How can I not be when I have as many beautiful people around me as I do? And I want to refresh the room by saying good morning to Chameleon. Asim. Thank you so much for hanging out, family. We are finishing up this experience in the next, I'd say probably 10 minutes, probably go to 11. And the goal is I want to also check back in with Meyer and LT to see if they know what their top love language is. And if you're in the audience and you'd like to also share in that, what is your top love language? And by all means, you come to the stage, let us know, raise your hand. And if not, and you just want to take notes on the family so that you can know how to continue to support others when you learn more about them and know their love language, by all means, keep hanging out and we'll continue to enjoy this experience for these last 9 minutes. So everybody on that tip, we said good morning to everybody. So hey Meyer, do you know what your top joint is?
I was literally just discussing it with my girl right now. I'm like, shit, we took the quiz. What did I get?
Wait a minute, wait. You know what's funny about that? That did she tell you what it was from the quiz, or did she just tell you from just being your girlfriend? Why did I know that you were gonna say that? And I knew I was gonna have a laugh. That's funny as shit to me. I mean, you know, it's all good, but it's funny as shit. It's like, but go ahead, bro. My bad.
So it's all good. Yeah, her love language is gifts, and mine was like words of affirmation, quality time.
Nice.
Like acts of service, which kind of makes me sound like a dick. But, yeah, I guess I'm still figuring that part of me out. It's an underdeveloped part of me.
I get it, bro. I love it. That's why I love having conversations like this, because it comes up. I love the fact that you and your girl went into conversation with it. Because, it's a fun topic. And again, it's like learning about emotional intelligence or learning about communication styles. Every bit that you learn about yourself or others with regards to it helps you to be a better human being to other people in that way. So 100%. LT, let me see. LT, I want to see if I could take a guess at your love language. Is that cool? Can I take a guess? LT, you're there. If I was to take a guess at LT's, let's see. I would say it would either be, I'm going to say words of affirmation. And the reason why I say that, I was going to say it would be a toss-up for me between words of affirmation or acts of service. Because one thing about love languages is that a lot of times you could tell a person's love language you could tell what they give to others by what they give to themselves, or vice versa. Or what it is by what they give to others. So I think that with what I know about LT as far as how she uses her words to affirm herself and affirm others, I'm going to take a stab and say I think words of affirmation is first. And then acts of service secondly, because LT's actions speak just as loud as her words. And she's always doing something in some form to help others, some kind of gesture. LT, are you there with us, or are you taking over the world?
No, I'm here. I heard my name briefly.
Oh, no doubt. So I was asking if I could take a stab at what might be your top love language. And so I was sitting there going through the noodle, and I don't.
So we actually did this in the debate room. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's words of affirmation. I think. Fingers crossed. All right, so
we did this in a love language.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Here's the key. Well, you can drop my truck if you want. Okay. All right. Anywho, my family is about to go get breakfast. They up.
No doubt. Tell the fam I said what's up.
The AP Morning Show said, "What's up, man? What y'all doing?" Hey, cousin. These my folks from DC too.
Oh, for real? Can you like put us on speaker so we could all say hey? Like,
You always speaker.
oh, we are. Oh, what's up, family? Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Hey. They up early. I'm trying to figure out, like, they about to go eat, go play some gamble. Look, they got a whole schedule.
Well, we know what their love language is this morning. It's definitely quality time. They're about to hang out. So yeah, what's yours, LT? What's your top? I said words of affirmation. Taking a guess at it.
So my top love language is words of affirmation.
Yeah, I'm a motherfucking G. Yo, wait a minute. I didn't get one clap for that. Like my family know, they just heard. Thank you, Asim. Thank you, Asim. You know, Asim, you have been now promoted to my new best friend, brother. Thank you.
I can't surprise. I wait till LT finish.
Okay. Yeah, so LT, I was sitting here working it out in my mind. I was like, okay, I was going to everything I know about you, everything I've experienced, and I was just like, okay, based on this, and this, I think words of affirmation. And it was a toss-up between that and acts of service, but I was like, no, I think words of affirmation first. And I got it. I'm just saying, yo, I'm just happy right now. I'm happy.
Words of affirmation, and the second one was gift giving.
Love it.
Yeah. Because I love giving gifts. I love receiving gifts, but I love giving gifts most. Like most of the time that I'm thinking about what can I do to give to someone else?
Right.
That's like one of the leading things in my mind, like, oh, how can I make this experience better for them? What can I give? Or I'm listening to something that someone says, and I'm like, oh, they would love that. So, no matter how far you are, I'm trying to find a way to get it to you.
So once again, I'm a goddamn genius because everything you just described, now, family, y'all were here. That's exactly what I was saying. But because acts of service can be so close to giving gifts, because you just described the same thing I did, but I was like, I think it's acts of service because of how much you are about helping others. I was like, she takes her words, and her words, they continue on from not only being affirming, but the next thing she's going to do is try to bring that to action in some way. So you said I nailed it. I just, because giving gifts and acts of service could really be, very similar in just what you said. They could both be described in the same way. Damn. Okay. So I feel proud of myself right now. I feel proud.
So I took the test when we did the room.
Nice.
About a week ago. We were talking about the 5 love language, and of course, these love languages they switch. They don't always be in that order.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love it.
Communicator. So I love the conversations. I love being able to affirm other people, and being affirmed and stuff like that. It's all I always think about it in this way, that people may not remember what you do, but they will remember how you made them feel.
Right.
And one way that you can do that is by what you say.
Yeah.
Everything that you say to them when they're in your presence, how you treat them. All right, bring them breakfast. Thank you. Love you. I'll lay it back down. Thank God. All right, I'll see y'all when I get back.
Yeah, you got such a diplomatic system.
Yeah. So
that's it.
Just knowing that I can say something to make someone's day feel much better, or to make them feel more important. Because I think that's one of the things that is lost over time, is that people don't always feel like they matter. And everybody wants to know that they matter.
Right.
They want to know that they're important. They want to know that they're loved. They want to know that they're significant. They want to know that they are appreciated. And a lot of times we don't, it's not always expressed in its greatest form.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times folks are not listening to what other people are saying, and so they're doing what they think that they need to do to give to that person, right? They think oh, if I do this, I had this thing when I was married. I would tell my ex-husband that I love chocolate covered strawberries and I love pretzels. Okay. I'm not going anywhere together. Back up. Okay, thank you. But he would always buy me flowers. And I'd be looking like, what in the world? Like, did you not hear the words
coming out of my mouth?
And you just insist on buying me flowers because you like flowers. And then you get mad when I'm not excited about flowers. Excite me with a chocolate covered pretzel, okay? That's what I'm doing.
Right.
So, you have to pay attention to people. And so I do it with my children, I do it with my friendships, I do it in my relationship. I do it, just with in general. Right. I listen to what people say, and I find ways of either affirming that or bringing whatever that is into manifestation.
That's
it.
Yeah. 100%. So I feel good about myself. I nailed that. I fucking nailed that. Brother Asim, what's your top love language, bro? Good morning to you, first off. Everybody, let's say good morning to us. Asim, you there, brother? If not, come right back to you. Are you there? Yes, sir. Come on. Good morning, fam. What's your top love language, bro?
Well, like LT said that she did it on her platform, and I was being meaning to share, but there's been so much things going on. But mine is quality time.
Yeah.
33%.
Did you say 33%? 33%. Got you. Yeah, that's a biggie. Third of the pie, huh? Yeah.
I got words of affirmation 27, acts of service 20, physical 17, and receiving gift 3%.
Got it. That's I think you and I match in that 3% receiving gifts. Like, I appreciate them, but I'm not like. It's so funny now because now that my daughter Ari is getting older, she's like, "So, Dad, what do you want for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for this?" And I'm like, "Is another round of like years to come where I'm like, I have no idea because I never think about that. Like, my gifts. It's funny because." If I were to rephrase it, I'm about receiving gifts, but they just don't come in that form. They come in the form of connection and conversation.
Time with that person.
Yeah, exactly. That quality time. So so that makes sense to me, But in that same way, I seen what it's now made me do is like we were talking about earlier, pay attention for when I come in contact with or I'm in relationship with or connection with people who receiving gifts is their top, because if not, I'll like completely overlook it. And it's interesting. I never thought about it this way, but I've been working on this before I even knew about love languages, because now I intentionally think more about purchasing gifts and doing those kind of things around the holidays when that's not natural or normal to me. Because I don't need gifts like at a special time, and then I give gifts every day to people. So I have to be mindful of those people that see a holiday gift or a birthday gift or something like that as way more special than the gift that I'm giving them every day by just being with them or whatever, those other languages. So it's a really interesting, another step on the ladder in emotional intelligence,
Definitely. See me, I'm from Brooklyn. I've been in different states, been in different places, countries and world. But a lot of people, females and males, they had unfortunate lives. And my thing is, listen, we don't even got tomorrow's time and then obviously the next day versus the next couple of minutes, being outside in public. And, one of the greatest gifts is life. So therefore, like, just seeing that person, in good spirits and energy and stuff, is a great, more enough gift for me.
I feel you on that.
Gifts comes, like you said, it comes in all different kinds of ways.
Right.
It's just about how, like, it's like this whole thing is your love language, and you can transmit your love language how you want it to be, and it it also stems from the basis. So all the languages, regardless, even if mine is 3%, like I just said to you, from the gifts, a great gift to me is someone who I care and love for is alive another day. So,
that's it.
You know, just because it might be not that much of a number, it still means a lot.
That's it. Because that's the bottom line of a gift. The bottom line of a gift is not so much the thing itself, but actually what LT said a few minutes ago is how something or someone or moment or whatever it is, how it makes you feel. I feel a gift. Like it goes so deep for me when it comes to my gift giving being so far from like a physical traditional gift that I was telling someone yesterday about how deep it goes for me as an empath to be there for other people. Like so deep that I actually enjoy spending time with people who other people are like, I have no idea how you do that because this person is such a Debbie Downer or this person is such an Eeyore. And I was like, I get it. It actually feeds me. Like I get that it drains everybody else. It actually feeds me because what's a deep gift for me. And this is a quote that I wrote. I said, as a gift giver, the best gift that I can actually ever receive is the ability to give someone else a gift. And in this form, my gift comes in the form of, quality time with people, listening, understanding, supporting them, being in accountability with them. So why the hell I'll say I'll end at 10:30 and still here at 11:06? Because that's just what it is for me. So Asim, I thank you so much for sharing that. Chameleon, what's your top love language? And huge good morning to you, Chameleon.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, sis. My top love language is quality time.
Yeah.
And then second and third are equal, which are acts of service and oh man, I stepped away. I'm gonna leave it there.
That works. That works. So you said quality time and acts of service, right?
Yeah, to the lower two, 10% was receiving gifts.
Okay.
7% was words of affirmation. So whatever one I'm missing is equal to acts of service.
Got you. So physical touch.
Physical touch. Oh my gosh, I can't believe
This is why earlier when and why I had a laugh with Meyer, and then even before that earlier, I think it was JD. It was JD where I asked her, like, outside of the test itself, like, what do you feel actually? Like, what experience do you have? And she said what it was, but I chuckled because I was like, yeah, the quiz is one thing, but at the same time, like how you feel is how you feel. So I heard that. You were like, wait a minute, I can't believe it. So let's go back to the
with the guy because he wouldn't pet me.
You.
I'm like, I can't believe I forgot this.
I'll tell you one thing. At least at that time, that was numero uno right there. It's like, what? This is a deal breaker. And I feel you. Look, it is what it is, and that's the other thing too I love about this. As I've studied this for myself and as I keep studying it, keep revisiting it for myself, I'm always checking in to see how do I feel now? Because as you grow and as you evolve, what you need will change. And it can change, And even if it's the same, it might be a different version of that same thing. You might just be in a different place now, And so maybe one time, physical touch was, a hug and kiss every day. Maybe another time is sex every day. Like it just could be different depending on where you are in life, what your needs are, what your preferences are. So that's why I love this, What'd you say?
Physical touch and sex every day? I'm tripping.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I was saying that you could have like that's one and the same peck, right? Physical touching. But I was saying within that, you could find yourself needing things that are drastically different. Like say at one time, you didn't need sex, you just needed someone to just make you feel love and just to a hug or something like that. And then another time, yeah, you might be in a different area in that same room, where it's like okay, this time, it's still physical touch. But now I need sex, right? You're like that. Yeah. 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 So that's what's so fascinating about it because even as let's see, as I think about like let's see, acts of service. For me, acts of service at one time might be, something that's like I don't know, because acts of service is not high for me because I'm so high acts of service. Well, I'll say like right now, acts of service would be like if it wasn't before, but right now it's like if someone makes me food or something like that's on my list now to where it's like I didn't need that before. It wasn't even a big thing. Now I do, and in my acts of service realm, it's just a different act of service that's more important to me now. So that's the fun about this. So Camelia, you said quality time was at the top. Is this something that you knew when you just from taking the quiz, or was this something you've known about yourself via self-awareness way prior to a quiz?
I just learned that actually.
Yeah.
I'm very much the interesting thing about it, I'm very about autonomy.
Right.
And so but then it clicked when I saw it because I'm like, but you know what? I am about the quality of time when I spend it. It doesn't have to be all the time alive.
Right.
But I do want your attention.
Right.
When you're in my presence, especially in dating.
Right. Quality over the quantity of time.
Yeah, I pay attention because I'm looking. Are you on your phone all the time?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm distracted, especially since a lot of times I date men who are busy. They're successful. Right. So I'm like, when I have you, I want your full attention.
Right. I can relate to that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because this pops right back to exactly what I was just chopping it up with Sanahata about. Is that's another one of those examples where it's like it's the same thing. It's still quality time, but within that, it's the way that the quality time is spent. And when you said that, I thought about myself, and I was like, wow, that's me too. Like now, I'm so much deeply a relationship person and a every moment, like taking advantage of every moment person. That before it may have been enough just to have you in the same room. Now I appreciate that, but now I want to like lock in as far as us relating more. I think about this when I'm with my daughter Aria. It's like I'm locking in, and I'm like when you were much younger, I was locking in a different way. Now I'm locking in a different way, but it's because I continue to grow, within this, and my needs continue to change, even within the same categories. So I love that, Chameleon. That's yeah, I can resonate with that, and that really does make a difference. It really does make a difference. So everybody, we're rounding up this time. It's about 11:13. I'm looking to go ahead and wrap up the room in the next couple minutes. We want to say, in fact, let's do this real quick. If you're on stage, let's open up our microphones and let's say good morning to Dayanara, and let's say good morning to Sherry. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and thank y'all so much.
Good morning.
Oh, you good?
Good morning, Dayanara. Good morning, Sherry.
Yes. Just wanted everybody to say good morning to our peeps. I'm going to start doing that where we say good morning to, like, in the very future, like I said, I'm about to put out the info about this show and just about everything that's been going on to my 80,000 plus audience at the end of this week. So at some point there won't be enough room for everybody to come up on the stage because there's just going to be hundreds of people in the room. So I'll start doing different little things that cater to even where things are going, and you all will hear that in my flow. And that's why I love this environment, because it's all about just listening and feeling. This is so much better than seeing each other. You have to use your ears more closely. which allows you better etiquette when it comes to having conversations and communicating with other human beings. But anyway, on that tip, right before we get out of here, Dayanara, do you know your top love language? And good morning to you.
I do. Good morning, family. I was just sitting back. I haven't been on here for a minute, but I got out and was able to have quiet time without people in my conversation.
Yes.
My love language is acts of service. Acts of service. And I've just been thinking, like, I haven't taken the quiz in a minute. And last time LT did the class or did the room, I didn't take the quiz.
Right.
But I'm really big on acts of service. One thing I hate is putting gas in my car. And in Virginia, we have to pump our own gas.
Right.
I hate that. I wish I lived in Jersey or up north, minus the snow. Right.
I was just going to say, I was going to ask you, where's a place where you don't have to pump gas? Because I haven't actually heard of it.
Jersey, you don't have to pump gas. You can't pump gas. They do it for you. And in Mass, you can
I didn't know that.
You have an option, like you can go to a full service gas place or like a self-service.
Let me find out you about to move your entire location as far as state to make sure you get your gas.
That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
Right.
But acts of service. Please wash my car. Please pump the gas.
Yeah.
Please, just help me.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you in that, with knowing yourself in that way and knowing that about yourself, who in your life naturally like figured that out, found that out, and from there, like that's what their love expression is to you because they know that so well, and it's just natural. They feed you in that way. First of all, is there anyone that knows you on that level? And if it is, who would that person be?
My niece. I have a niece. I call her my best friend, and some of you guys have met her, and she is definitely in tune to that. So when my boys were little and I was going through my separation, I had an 18-month-old and a 2-week-old. And all I needed was a double stroller to make my life easier. Like, it was a gift, but I saw it more as an act of service because if I have 2 little infants, like 2 babies,
right,
how am I going to get around? She thought of it. And she got me the double stroller. And that was like the best thing this sliced bread.
Wow. That makes so much sense. Now, from that, does she continue to express that way towards you in various ways? Like, do you still feel that energy from her? And I ask that because it seems like to me that if you do, it seems like that's her love language too, or it's up there for her too, because you give what you want given to you. You naturally, many times, when it comes to this. So I'm curious, do you think that that's for her too, like acts of service is naturally?
I'll ask her. I'm not sure exactly, but we just do that. We just have that relationship with each other, It's funny because I think so.
I'm sorry, go ahead. So. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think so.
Okay. And that's what I was asking you from, like, not so much if a person takes a quit, but like, what do you feel? Like, if I'm watching somebody where every time they just move, like they're doing something in that way, they're always like picking up. Like my son was like that. He was the kid that when we would go into the store and we would walk through as a family, he would hold the door for us, and then he would hold the door for every person from that point on that would ever come in the store that day if we allowed him. Like, he would never move from that spot. And even before taking a quiz, that's just how he moved, or he would ask you, is there anything he could do for you? Like, it was how he expressed as a person. And that's what I was wondering. I wonder if it seems like to me, she just does naturally. Like,
yeah, I agree. And I agree to that. And I think that's also how I am.
Right.
Because I am like, okay, you need me to get anything? I got that for you. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I like people feeling comfortable, right?
Right.
So, and I think that's just, I feel joy in that.
Right.
So I feel joy if you have joy, if you have peace. Or when you come over to my house, I'm like, okay, just sit here. And I'm going to put a stool under your feet and just chill. What do you want to drink? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just me now.
I love it. I feel like acts of service, these love languages are so important that I feel like they should be a part of the conversation when we have conversation with people we're looking to be in intimate partnerships with. Like, because if you learn these things about a person from the very beginning, you know, you already can see either in multiple ways. Can you serve that person? Are they the type of person that you should be connected to? Can you give them what they need? You know, and not that they need you or you're there to supply all their needs, like not that, but just literally you get with people in order to say, I, feel like I can be an asset to you and you me too. And so it's important to know that. So your first question should be, will you pump my gas? God damn it. I need to know that before we can't even look. Before this waiter brings out this food. No, I'm just kidding with you, Dad. But I love the word. Right. So let me ask you a question. Yeah, you're nice and all. What'd you say your name was again? Okay, cool. So, yeah. How you feel about pumping gas? You do that? You be on that? Like, I'm just trying to save you and me time. Oh, man. Diana, I appreciate that. And I dig the acts of service. I like listening to people so that I can learn what it's like for them. So again, I can get into their perspective, and then that allows me to be a better human being towards the various people of variety, that we have in our interests and what speaks to us. So thank you so much for sharing that. And always good to see you, Diana. Always good. All right, family. I think it's about that time. We want to say good morning to Andy Renee. Thanks so much for coming through. Good to see you. And we have been here having a great time as always, chopping up about so many things. And we ended off with this topic around love languages. Going to continue on from there. Take this information and, as always, take it and share with others. One other thing I want to say here is, again, thanks to my Facebook Live audience, the people that hold me down. I actually wanted to put here too. I just put on Facebook something that Ken said earlier. He said, culture doesn't always have to do with color. Thanks so much, Ken, for that reminder. Culture doesn't always have to do with color. And so I want to say thank you again to everyone who hung out there, hung out on YouTube. If you appreciate these or any other expressions that I do, clubhouses that I hold, rooms, and all that kind of shit, and you want to help me to continue to do that and everything else as far as just being this person that you see me to be, then by all means, look at the information that's in my bio. Look out for that video that I'm going to put up from Marcy on my Instagram as well. It's about to go there in 15 minutes. And other than that, family, as always, I want you to have an amazing Thursday today. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. And one last time, let's affirm each other on an amazing day today. Family.
Have an amazing day.
Yes.
Have an amazing day, everyone.
Have an amazing day.
Fabulous day.
Yes. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.